fourth lord of D9 Navamsha into all 12 houses of your D9 Navamsha. That will show you, will I be happy after marriage? That's what we are going to discuss in this video. And will marriage make you happy? That's the question we will try to answer in this video. So, my beautiful ladies and my brothers, welcome back again to your favorite astrology channel, the one and only JupiVen Astrology. And let's see that.
Now guys, I would like to tell you before you move forward, you can directly take consultation from us. We have created a website now. It's so simple. You can go there, link in description and the comment section below. You can just click there and just click of a button, you can just simply purchase directly consultation from us as the instruction are given on the website, and then we will just help you out in the consultation. Okay guys, so for that, links are in comment section and description. You can purchase consultation also. Now
Okay, now let's talk about fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha chart in your first house of your Navamsha. Yeah, okay. See, Navamsha chart, like uh you know, it's also like the chart which show along with lot of other things, show your inner happiness, destiny after marriage, maturity of soul, quality of relationship. Okay. And what your life gradually become after the age of maturity. So fourth house of Navamsha represent happiness after marriage, emotional peace, domestic comfort, home atmosphere, mental satisfaction. Okay, house property after marriage, vehicles, mother influence after marriage, emotional security, private married life. Okay. Now, when fourth lord come into the first house of your now when the fourth lord of D9 come in the first house of your D9 Navamsha, so the happiness comes directly to you. So instead of searching happiness outside, you yourself become the center of domestic happiness after marriage. Also, marriage will change your personality significantly with this placement. Okay? So with this placement, marriage completely change your personality whenever you have this placement. Fourth lord of D9 in the first house of your D9. Okay, or I can say fourth lord of Navamsha in the first house of your Navamsha chart. Before marriage, you may behave one way, but after marriage, people often say that, oh, he changed after marriage. Oh, she changed a lot after marriage. Oh, you become a totally different person after marriage. Oh my god, like this guy literally changed. Look at him. He was not like that. So, these kind of a statement you heard when you have got this placement. Also, you will see that because of this fourth lord of D9 Navamsha in the first house of your Navamsha, uh, like your domestic life now become your identity. Also, your spouse become the biggest source of your emotional peace with this placement. Whenever the life becomes stressful, you automatically goes towards your spouse. Okay? Your spouse becomes your safest emotional place. When you have this placement, you will also see there's this fourth lord of D9 in the first house of Navamsha, that your fourth lord of D9 in the first house of your D9 Navamsha. It also show like this yoga generally, I would say, increase happiness after marriage rather than decreasing it. Now obviously we have to see other things as well, like which planets are here in the fourth and all that stuff. But yeah, this is a good placement in terms of increasing happiness after marriage. Okay. Many people actually become happier only after entering into the marriage life. So this is one of that combination. You see, some people are really unhappy, somehow feeling bad, sad, everything is going on horrible in their life, maybe career and all that stuff, and they get married and boom, they start to feel good. So this is one of that combination. Also, with this placement, you may develop a stronger attachment towards the family after marriage. Okay. uh Also, you will see, maybe before marriage, maybe your friends may dominate in your life, maybe career may dominate in your life, but after marriage, somehow family for you become also important. You're right. Also with this placement, like I would say, you start to behave more maturely once you get married. Marriage will teach you emotional responsibility when you have fourth lord of your D9 in the first house of your D9. Also, with this placement, your spouse usually encourage you to build a peaceful home. Spouse dislike unnecessary conflict. Spouse want harmony inside the family. Also, you develop a beautiful domestic lifestyle with this placement. Uh, you enjoy maybe decorating home, improving comfort, or creating positive surrounding. Either you or your spouse, you will see that. With this fourth lord in the first house of your Navamsha, uh, like you will see after marriage, somehow your home become a very good place for you. Okay, maybe instead of spending time outside more, you would like to spend time inside more. Okay, and you would enjoy spending quality time with your spouse, right? Also, if this is like this fourth lord is benefic when placed in the first house, spouse naturally bring peace in your life or even wherever you go actually. uh like you will also see that even your relatives, right, they will feel very comfortable around your spouse when you have this placement. Also with this placement, this yoga often gives you a spouse who understand emotions without many words, right? And communication become emotionally intuitive with this placement. uh Also you will see with this placement, you become emotionally softer after marriage whenever you have fourth lord of D9 in the first house of D9. Okay, and marriage melts your emotional rigidity. You will also see with this placement, uh there is a strong emotional dependence between husband and wife here. Okay, like you guys will have this comfort zone with each other. You will also see whenever like you have fourth lord of D9 in the first house of your D9, right? Or I can say fourth lord of Navamsha in the first house of Navamsha, your spouse will motivate you to purchase some property. So this is a placement. Let's say you have this life like, oh, I don't care. Like it doesn't matter. One day we are going to die. How does like I should spend money, enjoy the life, and I don't care about the property and all. Once you get married, your mindset will change. Now you start to think, oh, we need to have some fixed assets. Oh, we can just have property so that we can just maybe purchase a house and put it on rent and make some money out of it. So yeah, like mindset changes. So spouse will somehow encourage you to have some property in your life. Okay, many people with displacement actually buy their first property or some house etc after their marriage. Okay, uh also like as I mentioned earlier, house construction or property expansion happen generally after marriage for these people. Marriage also activates some kind of a real estate related karma in your life, right? uh for some people, let's say you have this yoga in your chart to become like some real estate profession. Maybe after marriage you enter into that profession if you have the like yoga to become a real estate developer or something. Also your vehicle and comfort improve in your life after marriage. Maybe you purchase a good vehicle after marriage, that can be seen. uh and your spouse contribute directly indirectly towards your family assets, sometimes through income, sometimes through luck, sometimes through supports, right? uh and you may become very protective towards your spouse, right? And you will also see this is a placement which often give a spouse who value tradition inside the home. Okay, even if let's say she is going to be very modern outside, like outside very modern women, but still inside she would like to prefer like have some tradition. Or I'm saying she actually, I mean, like I say from my point of view, I'm sorry, my bad. So I mean like your spouse, like if he like Whether it's he or she, whatever, your spouse will prefer tradition, right? Inside the home they actually appreciate the family values. Okay. um you enjoy inviting relatives and guests, right? Also, like after marriage these things happen also with this placement. I would say even sometime I've seen like your home can become socially very active. So let's say you are a person who just sitting somewhere in the corner in some room and just working on your laptop throughout the life. You just did that till now. Once you get married, now you will have many people coming, like at your home. Oh, this relative coming, that is coming. Socially life become active somehow through spouse. Maybe visiting relatives of spouse, etc., can be seen. Or through spouse, some network social life get activated, right? uh Spouse naturally have this ability to take care of people. Okay. Nurturing personality. Somehow your mother role could be important in married life, right? Relationship between spouse and mother can become important life lesson. Okay. And if let's say some benefic yogas are present in your chart, then they could be very close as well. Okay. Negative I will not say. uh Also, you will see like this placement of D9 fourth lord in the first house of D9 chart, it also increase your confidence after marriage, right? Your emotional stability improves your self confidence also, right? Then uh also your spouse helps you in healing emotional wounds from the childhood, right? Marriage become emotionally therapeutic for you. You will also see that after getting married you start to care more about uh, like reputation of you within the society, family image. These things start to matter for you now. Even if they don't matter before marriage, now they start to matter. Your stress handling abilities will also improve after you get married with this placement. Spouse encourages financial stability in the life, right? Your expenses become more organized, and you enjoy peaceful mornings, peaceful evening with the family. Even the simple domestic movements, right, will bring happiness in your life. You become more compassionate after marriage when you have this fourth lord of D9 in the first house of D9 Navamsha, right? Also, family responsibilities become a source of satisfaction instead of burden for you. That is again a good thing. Also, like I've also seen sometime when you have this placement, you may even relocate to a more peaceful environment after getting married with this placement. Like, for an example, you are living in a very chaotic neighborhood. So maybe after getting married, your spouse and you somehow decide to get the hell out of this place and just live in some peaceful place. So that can also be seen. Uh, and also, spouse will inspire or try to change, like uh, do some improvement in the home, basically renovation, interior designing improvement, and all that stuff can be seen. Uh, Also, many important life decisions happen right after marriage. uh, Also you will value your spouse opinion with this placement. Okay. Also you will become emotionally balanced through married life, right? This yoga often give happiness from the children. That can also be seen, right? Also I've seen like with this placement, uh, you may likes to eat meals together with the family, and family rituals become important. Also, like you will see that with this placement, fourth lord of D9 in the first house of your D9 Navamsha, your spouse usually enjoy creating memories inside the home, right? Celebration become meaningful. uh Also you will prefer private public, no, it's not public actually, private emotional intimacy over public display. Private happiness become more valuable. Okay, that can also be seen, right? And the marriage will definitely make you a more a patient person, right? Where you will like develop patience, right? Marriage will literally develop patience inside you. Also, your spouse often influence your clothing style, personality, and even appearance, because obviously that is influencing your first house lagna of D9. So yeah, you will see that maybe spouse will try to change your dressing style and all that stuff. Okay, marriage definitely create a noticeable personality transformation in you. Okay, like for an example, you are such a simple guy living somewhere in India in village, fall in love with a girl from a modern city somewhere, and then somehow she take you there, and like I've literally seen such stories, and even I've seen like foreign stories. So and then now your life is totally different, you are like wearing different clothes, and yeah, transformation that can also be seen like in terms of clothing and style. uh and like sometime you could also like become interested in things like meditation, devotional practices after marriage, which will teach you peace of mind basically. So yeah, if Moon or Jupiter are somehow influencing this placement of fourth lord of D9 in the first house of D9, or somehow they are themselves the fourth lord, then even this can even, I would say, uh, like increase a lot of positive energy in your life, and even increase the spiritual element in the life as well. Okay, and with Venus, it become like very luxurious, very aesthetic wise. It's really beautiful placement. Okay. Uh, if Saturn influence, then you will build like obviously wealth, etc., property stability over the time after initial struggle. With Mars, like some arguments can possible domestic like sometime occasionally, but yeah, property land wise, construction wise, it's again good. Rahu may even take you abroad. Like for an example, as I mentioned earlier, you are a simple guy living somewhere in some country, and some you met some foreign girl, and then you guys decide to just move out, and maybe you just like after marriage you live abroad now. So that can also be possible. Ketu, maybe you would like to become, maybe you would like to live somewhere in the jungle or in the woods with Ketu. So yeah, that can also be seen. I'm just giving you one example. It have many other meaning. Like for an example, Ketu can represent minimalist type of like minimalist type of way of living. Uh, so yeah, that can be seen. Although with fourth lord of D9 in the first house of D9, like your spouse, like I would say, become the emotional foundation upon which you build the future success. Okay, like you will get the mental peace. That's really important here. Okay, so with this placement, marriage changes not only your relationship status, but also it changes you. Your personality gradually become calm, more emotionally mature, more family oriented, more fulfilled. Okay, so yeah, these things generally you will see. Now of course we have to see other things as well, how other planets are influencing strength of fourth lord, signs placement, aspects on the there's this first house, and a thousand other things. Dasha and Antardasha also play important role, transit, etc. For that, full horoscope consultation is required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about fourth lord of D9 into the second house of your D9 Navamsha. Okay, so fourth lord of Navamsha into the second house of Navamsha. Now see, uh, Navamsha chart fourth house give much deeper insight. It represent happiness after marriage. It represent your domestic peace. It represent your emotional satisfaction. It represent your married life atmosphere. It represent your home environment. It represent your emotional security, family comfort, inner peace. Okay. And the second house of Navamsha is like family after marriage, wealth, saving, right? Speech, family values, accumulated assets. So when fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha is in the second house of your Navamsha, uh, so your happiness of marriage directly nourishes the family and the wealth. In simple words, the home creates the wealth, spouse create the stability, and marriage improves family life. So you will see whenever you have fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha into the second house of your D9 Navamsha, your marriage increase your family happiness. Okay, you often feels that life become emotionally complete after marriage. Marriage increase your family happiness. Okay, you often feels that your life become emotionally complete after marriage, right? And with this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha, your spouse become an important member of your family very quickly. You will also see that instead of feeling like an outsider, your spouse become an emotional center of the household. Also, with this fourth lord of D9 into the second house of your Navamsha, your like the family usually accept the spouse well. You will also see that, and there is a warmth between both the families. If you like, if those things matter in your culture, it depends on that as well. Also, you will see marriage will improve your financial stability. Your income may not increase immediately, but your saving usually improve with this. You will see that marriage improve your financial stability. Income may not increase immediately, but saving usually increase, or I would say improve. You become more responsible with money after marriage. Okay, marriage will change your financial priorities when you have fourth lord of D9 into the second house of your D9 Navamsha. Your spouse teaches you financial discipline. Many natives I've seen, like I've also seen, like when you have this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha, you may start to save seriously money after marriage. Like for an example, you are a person who just spend money recklessly. You are like, okay, I don't care, we have it life, like one day we are going to die, so live the life, we have to just enjoy the life. But then you just spending and doing, like, just thinking without thinking, spending money anywhere. And but after you get married, somehow, like, you start to save seriously money, right? uh, and you will also see, like, you and your spouse will build wealth together gradually. Okay, this is actually a placement where, like, more like a wealth through partnership type of placement rather than like sudden riches, right? Also, with this fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha, your domestic peace directly affects your financial success. Okay. Uh, you will also see, uh, like, when the, like, let's say you have this peaceful environment in your home with your spouse, like everything is going well. So what's going to happen is that uh, your career and finances will improve with it, right? That will actually, the domestic happiness directly affect those career and finances. Also, with this fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha, you may enjoy eating meals with the family. Okay, financially, family dining become emotionally meaningful to you. After getting married, these things will get activated. You will also see that food become an expression of love for you. Okay, maybe your spouse will be someone who enjoy cooking, or maybe you and your spouse will be someone, or you will become someone, if, even if you are not, after marriage, who would like to try different cuisines, right? That can be seen. uh Even your way of talking, your speech will improve after marriage. Okay, you become more polite, you become more calmer. Okay, your emotional intelligent uh will increase, right? I can say that emotional intelligence, right? Especially in terms of communication I'm talking about. Spouse will be like, I would say, with this fourth lord of D9 into the second house of your D9 Navamsha, your spouse speaks in a soothing and comforting manner. Okay, especially when a benefic influence this combination. Okay, and as the maturity improve, your arguments like reduce. I mean, you will not do arguments obviously with age. That's what it also show. Uh, and you and your spouse would learn peaceful communication over the period of time until or unless some highly malefic planets are bombarded in the second house, then little bit things will change. But yeah, uh and also with fourth lord of D9 into the second house of D9 Navamsha, native, I would say, you become more family oriented after marriage. Okay. Also you will see your career will no longer be the only priority. Also with this placement, you develop stronger family values. Marriage teach you respect for traditions and relationships. With fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha, your spouse will help in uniting the family members. Okay, they would become the peacemaker of the home, right? That can also be seen. uh Also family gathering increase after marriage, right? Your house become lively. Maybe if, let's say, till now you have this nature like, okay, I don't like family gathering and all, and maybe after marriage you kind of like that, right? And you will also see that you become emotionally attached to the family assets. Okay. um Also maybe you and your spouse would like to buy some house after marriage. There are chances of that as well, or something related to family house or something can be seen. With this fourth lord of D9 Navamsha into the second house of Navamsha, you will also see that uh like some kind of a property you may accumulate after marriage, or marriage also activates some property home related karma, or money wealth through property related karma, right? Also your spouse contribute financially or emotionally towards building family wealth, right? That can also be seen. Also with fourth lord of D9 into the second house of D9 Navamsha, you become like protective towards your family reputation, right? You dislike public family conflicts, especially after marriage, because these things activate after marriage. Also marriage improve your emotional security, right? Financial stability creates a mental peace. You will also see with this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the second house of D9 Navamsha, your spouse values stability more than unnecessary luxury. Okay, maybe let's say you are a person who just spend a lot of money on luxurious thing, buy this thing, that brand stuff, that brand socks, and that brand shoes, and that brand hat and shirt and whatnot. So maybe your spouse is like, why we are just wasting money unnecessary for a brand name? We could have a very good quality clothes at the maybe one fourth of the prices of that money, right? Right. So why are we just wasting our money on this luxury, on the name of luxury? We shouldn't have to do that. And then you and your spouse after marriage, you also change, and then you guys prefer to build a long term security, right? Long term wealth, I can say. uh Although this could activate something inside you that you and your spouse enjoy creating family tradition. So even if you are not someone who likes family tradition, maybe after marriage through your spouse, you may like kind of like to do that. Or maybe you have to do it with your spouse, we can say that, because spouse would like to do maybe. Festival and celebration kind of a become more meaningful to you. Sometime, when you are single, let's say you are just not enjoying any festival, etc., but after marriage maybe you start to enjoy them. Okay. Also, uh this is a very good yoga for your children to grow up in a peaceful family environment generally. Fourth lord in the second house of Navamsha also show uh that your spouse encourage wise investments. Okay. Long term planning will happen after marriage for sure, right? Fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha also show that you gradually become less impulsive with expenses. You okay? You will also see that. Fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha also show that your marriage strength, confidence, because you feel emotionally supported. You will also see that you enjoy, I would say, rather say that you and your spouse enjoy collecting valuable assets over time after you get married, which means like maybe property, gold, land, okay, or some kind of a family business if you have, you will also see that. With fourth lord of D9 to the second house of Navamsha, your spouse often influence family eating habits or lifestyle. Like for an example, you and your family have certain kind of unhealthy food eating habit before marriage. Maybe you eat too much sugar. Your spouse is like, what the hell you guys are eating, this is not good for your health. And they have literally changed the menu, and now you guys are like literally changed, like like your eating habits are literally changed by your spouse after marriage. So that can also be seen. Maybe they would like to encourage healthy eating, eating on time, or eating on a particular place. Some people don't have that. So yeah. Also, you will see with this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the second house of D9 Navamsha, you receive emotional satisfaction, okay, after marriage, right? You will also see that you and your spouse may live in a financially comfortable home. Luxury develop gradually rather than suddenly after marriage. With this placement, your speech becomes sweeter after marriage. People will notice positive personality changes in you. Let's say you have now harsh speech, your way of talking is not good, and people get irritated even while talking to you. So this is one of those placement. If benefics are playing role here, fourth lord of D9 into the second house of Navamsha show that once you get married, maybe your even way of talking become a bit polite and sweeter. So in that way, people will understand that, oh, there's going to be some changes, like there is changes in his personality or her personality. Family blessings become one of the strongest strength in this marriage, right? You will also see that. Also, once you get married, with this placement, your spouse encourage maintaining close relationship with the relative. So if you are one of those persons who are introvert, who do not likes to visit people or relative, etc., your spouse is like, no, we shouldn't have to do this, we have to visit relationship. We sorry, we have to visit relatives, not relationship. We have to visit relatives. So you and your spouse may be like, you are like, okay, and then you start to visit relatives again. That can also possible. Or maybe, I mean, you socially become a bit active in family. uh Also, you will see that family values become very strong after you get married with this placement. uh Also, with this placement of fourth lord of D9 to the second house of Navamsha, your marriage deepens respect for ancestors and lineage inside you. You will also see with this placement your financial growth often come through family cooperation. Okay, working together become beneficial. Your spouse appreciate emotional security more than public status with this placement, and peace at home matters more than social recognition. You will also see with this placement you may become emotionally mature while handling family responsibility. Also, this placement often creates a warm and welcoming home atmosphere, right? Your home will become a place where people would like to visit, especially your relatives, because obviously fourth lord is in the second. Also, you will see that if Jupiter influences this second placement, or somehow fourth lord of D9 to the second house, so Jupiter is playing role here somehow through placement or aspect, then your family become very wise, very prosperous, even spiritual, right? If Venus influence, then you and your spouse enjoy maybe beautiful aesthetic lighting, luxury, interiors, food, right? So yeah, those things can be seen. With Mercury, maybe friendly, communicative, intellectual, humorous bond can be there. Also, you will see with Moon, The emotional bond with the family becomes, I would say, exceptionally strong. And spouse may also like to nurture others. With Saturn, wealth grow, I would say, slowly but remains stable. With Mars, property wise, things will become strong, but sometime harsh speech use can be there. With Rahu, there's going to be some foreign connection or some foreign element or some foreign furniture, foreign interior, something modern, unconventional, taboo things in the life family can be seen. With Ketu, maybe spiritual values, simple living, minimalist lifestyle is preferred. So, in this way, like all the planets will also play their role. But yeah, when you have fourth lord of D9 into the second house of your D9 Navamsha, your spouse become one of the biggest contributor to building a stable family legacy. Okay, so yeah, and these things can be seen. Now obviously we have to see other things as well, right? Like we have to see all other placement to understand everything. For that, full horoscope consultation is required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha into the third house of your D9 Navamsha. Okay. So see, when it comes to the like see Navamsha fourth house like is definitely reveal the domestic happiness, right? Peace after marriage, emotional security, right? Happiness after marriage, comfort, mental peace, prosperity and vehicles, right? And third house is the house of communication, courage, initiation, friendship, short journeys, skills. Now when the fourth lord of D9 Navamsha move into this third house, peace in marriage depend on communication and shared efforts. This is a placement where love grow between you and your spouse because you guys choose to work on a relationship every single day. Marriage will change the way you communicate. You will see whenever you have fourth lord of D9 Navamsha into your third house of Navamsha, after marriage you become more expressive with emotions. Your spouse is likely to be very talkative and enjoy long conversations. Also, communication become the foundation of your relationship with this placement. You will also see with this placement, you guys enjoy talking late night, right? Simple conversation create emotional intimacy. Also, with this placement, friendship become the strongest pillar of the marriage, right? And your spouse is not only a life partner for you, but also a very good friend. Whenever you have fourth lord of D9 Navamsha into your third house of your Navamsha, you enjoy sharing every same small success and failure with your spouse, right? And generally, things do not remain hidden from your spouse in long term with this placement. Also, you will see you and your spouse solve problem through discussion instead of having a silence. Let's say there's some situation, some problem happen. So there is a one couple who's going to be silent. They are like, it's okay, let's ignore it. But you are going to be the couple once you get married with this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the third house of D9 Navamsha. You guys would like to do discussions about it. And depending upon that planet, like if let's say it's a Mars, it can be into debate as well, right? So yeah, but obviously communication will happen. But obviously, healthy communication here will strengthen your marriage. Okay. Also, with this placement, your spouse encourage you to become more confident. Marriage will increase your courage. That can also be seen. Okay. And after marriage, you become more willing to take risk in your life. And your spouse will act as a motivator, right? And with this placement, you will also enjoy short trips and weekend travel together, right? Also with this placement, travel become an important source of happiness for you guys, right? Also, this is a placement where romance remain alive because you guys enjoy spending time together outside of your home because it's going 12th from the 4th, right? Also, you should understand whenever you have fourth lord of D9 into the third house of D9 Navamsha, your spouse may help you in developing new skills. Marriage may encourage you for continuous learning. So you will get a spouse who is like, encourage you to learn something, to do some course, to learn some new skills, right? And you become emotionally stronger after marriage. That can also be seen, right? You guys will challenge, also not challenge, you guys will face challenge together once you get married. This is also a placement which show this. Also, with fourth lord of D9 Navamsha into the third house of D9 Navamsha, your spouse motivate you to pursue your hobbies or creative interest. This is a placement which even create a very playful relationship. You are become a couple, you will become a couple who enjoy teasing each other in healthy way. Also, let's say when it comes to the learning, maybe your spouse will say like you are a normal person, just like to do a job or a business and normal life. But your spouse is like, hey, you should learn new skills about the stock market. You should learn about the investment. You should learn how to invest money into this place so that we can increase our money. So they will always motivate you. Uh, and your spouse, I would say you become more like emotionally open after marriage also. Even if you are not before marriage, you will become more. Uh, you learn to express feeling instead of suppressing them. That can also be seen. Also, with this, marriage improves self confidence, right? Because your spouse constantly encourage you towards growth. Also, this is a placement where your spouse will appreciate honest communication. Spouse dislike emotional manipulation. They never like this emotional manipulation. Also, remember when you have this placement of fourth lord of D9 Navamsha into the third house of D9 Navamsha, arguments can happen usually and quickly. But remember, communication is really important here for the happiness of your marriage. If you guys will stay silent, that will be more harmful for your relationship or marriage, rather, and especially for the peace of your marriage. Silence is more harmful rather than disagreement. So even if you guys disagree, that's fine, but silence is very harmful. Also, you guys enjoy working together on common goals. That can be seen with this placement. Business, content creation, or joint projects maybe succeed with this placement, right? And let's say you are a person who have this nature that before marriage you just take like your decision will is inspired by your family, like your other, like especially in countries, traditional countries like India, there's a lot of involvement of other people, even relatives in your life. They change your, sometime even your career, education, they influence a lot. But once you get married, your spouse will encourage you to use your own brain, to have independent decision making. They are like, why are you just taking decision, like why are you taking decision on the basis of these people, right? It's your life, you should take independent decision. And that's what spouse activate in your life, right? So courage is going to get activated after marriage. And spouse will support your ambitions as well. uh and your younger sibling may play a very important role in your married life. That can also be seen. Okay. uh and maybe younger sibling somehow can support, right, in terms of married life. That can be possible. Also, you will see somehow maybe, through siblings, like especially the younger one, you will get support. Let's say for an example, this is actually a combination where, let's say, you and your spouse will have a fight. So maybe the younger sibling, either your younger sibling or your spouse younger sibling, they maybe help you guys in resolving the fight. So this is one of that combination. Okay. uh Maybe you guys enjoy learning together something, right? Maybe courses, studying book, or something. That can be seen. Also, this can also show that you become more adventurous after marriage. Okay. Also, you will see this is a placement which show that you guys enjoy exploring new places frequently and travel together. will also strengthen your emotional connection and increase the happiness of your marriage. Whenever you have this placement of D9 fourth lord into the third house of D9 Navamsha, your spouse encourage you to take practical decision in your life, right? Emotions become balanced with logic. Also, this is a placement where it show that marriage improves networking skills, right? And your spouse introduce valuable social contacts into your life, that can also be seen, and maybe they will help you in overall in your life. This is also a placement which show, like when fourth lord of D9 into the third house of D9 Navamsha, that you develop courage to leave unhealthy situation because the spouse provide emotional security to you, right? So you will see, like the things I'm telling you, these things will get activated once you get married. Now obviously which planets are influencing, which planets are placed there, they will change a lot of things, but today we are talking about this. But obviously if you know all that, for that full scope consultation is required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. Also, this placement often indicate emotional healing through honest conversations. Okay, your spouse become the person with whom you can discuss anything, and you will be a couple who enjoy making plans together, right? Future planning become excellent rather than stressful here. You will get a spouse with this placement who would motivate you during difficult time. Also, you see with this placement, small messages and thoughtful conversation strengthen your relationship. You enjoy expressing affection through words, right? More than expensive gifts, that can also be seen, right? Because your fourth lord of D9 is into the third house. So what happen is that, uh like, words become really important here. You will also see that you and your spouse may enjoy celebrating small achievements together. Marriage will inspire you to become more disciplined in personal efforts. Your spouse may help you in improving the communication skills or public image. Okay. You will also see that uh, you guys support each other dreams instead of competing with one another. That is again a great thing. Also, you will see that you become mentally stronger because emotional support is available by your spouse, right? Also, when fourth lord of D9 Navamsha is into the third house of D9 Navamsha, domestic happiness in your marriage come through teamwork rather than a luxury. You will also see that your relationship grows stronger every time you guys overcome some challenge together, or do some learning together, that will give you peace of mind, or maybe traveling together, that will give you peace of mind, right? These things can also be seen. If Jupiter influences this placement, then you guys become excellent advisors to one another. Wisdom guides communication. If Venus influences this relationship, then romance remain youthful for many years. You guys enjoy flirting, dancing, right? Keeping the spark alive. If Mercury influences the relationship, your spouse will be intelligent, witty, humorous, and an excellent communicator, right? And business or content creation together can also flourish with displacement, right? That can flourish. If moon influences this placement, then what's going to happen is that you guys share a deep emotional conversation. With moon, this can also be a conversation because it's going 12th from the 4th in D9. So maybe like spouse is saying, hey, you are just sitting with that person, this is not good. Hey, you just said those words to me that deeply hurt me, and then they start crying, and that kind of a emotional thing can be seen. So yeah, if Saturn influence, then communication becomes serious, right? Relationship will grow stronger, but with patience and takes time. With Mars, definitely energetic debates, ambitions, right? Arguments can happen in communication. Rahu, definitely you guys would like to talk about technology, social media, long distance interaction, foreign travels, and whatnot. With Ketu, maybe you would like to discuss like astrology and such, communication in relationship, maybe, right? Also, One great thing about this placement, or I would say one hidden blessing of this placement, is that every challenge you guys face together will strengthen the marriage, which means because the happiness of marriage is coming from the third house of courage, right? Third house of siblings, right? Third house of traveling, learning, right? Facing challenges. So like difficulties that you face in your life, out of those difficulties you will like see, you will become a longer, like you will become a stronger couple. This is one of those placement, like for an example, I think I've seen that movie in which two, although they were not couple, but they lost on some island, right? There is no boat, etc., but they survive, they face those challenges and stay together, and then come out to be as a couple, then they love each other, right? So this is one of those placement when you face like challenges, right, problems, struggle in your life, that will even make you stronger, right? So every time life throws some challenges, that is going to be there to make you guys stronger together, right? And your spouse become your greatest source of motivation. Whenever you feel discouraged, your spouse will move forward to increase your courage, because fourth lord is in the third, right? And that will also improve the happiness of the marriage. But obviously we have to see other things as well. For that, full scope consultation is required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha into the fourth house of D9 Navamsha. So what's going to happen when you have displacement of fourth lord of D9 into the fourth house? So see, fourth house of Navamsha is like happiness after the marriage, domestic peace, emotional fulfillment, married life satisfaction, right? Comfort, vehicle, etc. that you gain after marriage. That's all it represents, right? And a lot of other things. So when the fourth lord plays into the fourth in Navamsha, it create a tremendous strength for these significations. Okay. So this house is going to obviously protect itself. So you usually seek peace rather than the conflict. And marriage often become the safest emotional place for you. Right? This is one of the most strongest placement which show happiness after the marriage, and you genuinely feel that marriage complete your emotional life. Right? Because fourth lord into the fourth house of D9 Navamsha, it's giving you deep emotional stability. It is considered one of the most favorable placement for domestic happiness. Right? Your core identity is naturally rooted in home, comfort, and emotional security. And marriage tends to bring strong emotional fulfillment and inner peace. Your home and family remain the true center of your happiness because of this placement, right? And your spouse become the biggest source of the peace in life. Whenever life becomes stressful, your spouse will naturally comfort you. Also, this is a placement where home become the happiest place after marriage. You enjoy spending time at home more than unnecessary socializing. For some people, it's totally opposite. But for you, it's going to be like home is more like an happiness place for you rather than just sitting outside with someone, hang out. You just like to spend time with your spouse after marriage. Also, marriage bring emotional stability here with this placement, right? You may become mentally calmer after marriage, that can be seen, and your spouse usually has a nurturing personality, right? Spouse naturally take care of everyone around them. Also, this is a placement which show that your core identity is naturally rooted in home, comfort, emotional security, right? And marriage often bring deep contentment and long lasting emotional bond. You experience a strong domestic harmony after marriage, that can be seen, and your spouse become genuine source of comfort and emotional anchor in your life. And marital life feel naturally stable, secure, and nurturing. And happiness after marriage is often steady rather than turbulent. And you will find true peace of mind through married life, right? Home life post marriage feel warm, settled, fulfilling. Strong emotional compatibility with a spouse is commonly seen with this placement. And you even, I would say, prioritize family bonding over external validation. right? Actually, this is one of the placement which show like happiness after marriage is going to be maintained. You will also see with this placement you develop deep emotional understanding, right, with your spouse. And this is a placement where you or your spouse can sometime even understand your feeling even without words. So that's the kind of a bond it can give you if it's like positive. And marriage become emotionally very secure. Both you and your partner trust each other deeply. Domestic happiness become the foundation of the success, right? And obviously when the home is peaceful, other areas of the life will see the growth. You enjoy decorating and beautifying the house, uh, and the home reflect emotional warmth, right? And property and gains after marriage become likely. Buying a house often become an important milestone, you will see. Also with this placement you will see vehicles and comfort improve after marriage. Marital comfort increase steadily. And with this placement of fourth lord of D9 Navamsha into the D9 fourth house, spouse may actively contribute towards building family assets. You may deeply like you may like you will see with this placement you develop strong attachment to family after marriage. Family become life's highest priority. You enjoy spending quiet time together like you and your spouse. And even I would say simple moments bring the greatest happiness with this placement. Maybe your spouse prefer emotional closeness over material luxury, and love matter more than status here. And you will see this is a placement where you become emotionally mature. Marriage teaches you patience and compassion. This placement support long term material stability in the life. And with the time your relationship becomes stronger. You develop a peaceful personality after marriage, right? uh you will also see like your spouse, I would say, become the emotional anchor in the family. Everyone maybe depend upon the spouse for their like they could have like spouse could have a very calming, right, very calm influence on others. And you become deeply protective of your family peace. You dislike outward like outside people interference in your family with this placement. And this is a placement where maybe like I would say this is an excellent yoga for owning property, house, vehicle after marriage. You often experience, I would say, material and emotional comforts simultaneously. Also, uh, family home or ancestral property may bring blessings after marriage. Financial and domestic stability usually improve after marriage, and you may invest significantly in home or land after marriage. Okay. uh this is actually a placement where relationship with the mother can often become an important factor in married life. And if let's say it's a benefic planet, then spouse and your mother may develop a mutual affection. The home, your like home becomes spiritually positive. Guests often feel peaceful after visiting. Children benefit greatly from the loving atmosphere, right? Emotionally the home will be very healthy for you. And you and your spouse enjoy celebrating festival, tradition, family custom, etc. Until or unless Rahu is also there, then maybe you just maybe do you like foreign thing more. Um Also, your spouse will be someone who will have strong emotional intelligence. They instinctively know how to comfort you. Marriage heals emotional wound, right? Even if you carry something from the childhood, some bad emotional wound, marriage will heal them. You may feel emotionally at home with the spouse. There is a natural sense of belonging. Domestic responsibilities are accepted and happiness are going to be there. You and your spouse after marriage enjoys hosting relatives and close friends sometime. Home become a place of warmth and hospitality when fourth lord of Dina in Navamsha is in the fourth house. Okay. Generally, it is considered very strong bond between spouse, and even on like mother influence is also good there, and mother blessing is also good for the marital happiness. All right, that can also be seen. And I can say, like, with this placement, you may enjoy a calm, emotionally balanced mindset overall. Peace of mind is strongly linked to domestic family stability. Also, with this fourth lord of D9 into the fourth house of Navamsha, emotional security rarely waves once you settle into married life. You may feel most authentic and relaxed within the home environment. Okay, some people don't feel it throughout the life. For some people, whenever they enter into the home, it feels like a war zone. For you, it's not. It's a very comfort place until or unless other malefics are destroying the fourth house, right? But obviously, full scope consultation is required to see the big pictures. Links are given in the comment section and description if you want to purchase that. And deep sense of contentment often come from the simple domestic joys that can also be seen, right? And if let's say this is connected to the 10th house or 10th lord of maybe D9 or D1 also, then it can even show like some involvement in career, right? But this is actually a placement where like you may value emotional security more than public in recognition. Spouse will encourage you to maintain harmony within the extended family, and the peaceful surrounding become essential. You may dislike chaotic environments, and the couple you will see, you and your spouse, gradually creates a beautiful home life with memories, right? And financial decisions are made with long term family security in the mind between you and when you and your spouse made them. Your spouse support every important life decision, and here the marriage become a partnership in the true sense. You become emotionally stronger because you know that you will never be alone. And with this placement, you and your spouse may enjoy maybe gardening, maybe interior decoration, right? Maybe improving your living space together. And your home may become a center of spiritual practices, meditation, devotional skills. You may develop gratitude for the family life. Marriage change your definition of success. And if let's say Jupiter influence this placement, then your house is full of wisdom, spirituality, prosperity. With Venus influence, luxury, comfort, romance, aesthetic lighting, beauty, paintings can be seen. With Moon, emotional bond will be there, emotional like thing can be there. All right, spouse will possess extraordinary nurturing qualities also. With Mercury, communication, fun, wittiness, these things will be there. With Saturn, definitely slowly stability will come in life, right? Long term responsibility and commitment stuff. With Mars, definitely this is good, but again, it also good for the property, etc. But sometime maybe arguments, little bit this and that can be seen. With Rahu, maybe buying a foreign property, or if let's say fourth lord is in fourth, but Rahu connection is there, maybe you would like to add some foreign element there. With Ketu, maybe preferring minimalistic lifestyle, simple lifestyle, spiritual stuff. So yeah, all these things can be seen, right? But in general, it is considered a good placement. Fourth lord is in the fourth house of Navamsha. It's definitely show that like some kind of a comfort you at least get, peace of mind after the marriage, right? Although sometime if let's say you are too much attached to your place and maybe spouse wants changes, so there you should be careful, right? Maybe spouse would like to have some changes for improving the peace of mind, and you are so attached to certain things that you do not like to change them. So you have to become a bit flexible, I would say. Also, obviously we have to see other things as well. Full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. So if you want to purchase that, links are in comment section as well as description. Okay, now let's talk about fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha chart into your fifth house D9 Navamsha. Okay, so fourth lord of Navamsha when placed into the fifth house of Navamsha, first of all, we should understand that fourth house of Navamsha is really important, right? Because it show like happiness after the marriage. And now it is going into the fifth house, right? Because fourth house lord is in the fifth house of Navamsha. So definitely uh fifth house, which is related to love, romance, children, creativity, intelligence, fortune from the past life, joy, blessing, emotional expression. When fourth lord go into this fifth house, marriage become a source of happiness through love, right? This is one of the placement where romance often continue even after marriage. Yes, it's a good placement for that. Also, you will see that marriage increase your romantic feeling instead of reducing them, right? So this is one of the placement where even if let's say you have arranged marriage, maybe after getting married you guys have like a love marriage like a situation, right? The people from India understand this situation very well. Love arrange kind of a stuff. Outside of India mostly is like love marriage, you know. So people don't even know like what is this arrange and love stuff. Everyone just get married to the person they want to, but it's not. Unfortunately, in some countries there's still like so much of tradition and you know whatnot. So yeah, this is a good thing. Then you will see that with this placement your spouse behave like a lover even after years of marriage. Friendship and romance remain alive, right? Also, you will see that you enjoy expressing love openly. Emotional warmth become natural here. This is a placement which show that you and your spouse enjoy dating each other even after marriage. Small romantic gesture remain important. Maybe you bring some flowers for your spouse again like you used to bring it for the first time or in the early stages of your relationship. Maybe you just give sudden gifts, etc., right? So those things can be seen. Maybe spouse to likes to do some surprises, etc. Also, children become a great source of happiness for your marriage, right? Like parenthood will strengthen your marriage. Also, you will see that generally your spouse, like you guys love children, right? And spouse naturally enjoy caring children. And your home remain cheerful because laughter become common. The atmosphere will be light and joyful of your home. Marriage will awaken your creativity. You may develop artistic and creative talents after marriage. Your spouse encourage self expression. You feel emotionally accepted after marriage. Also, you will see that like maybe you guys would like to like do some hobbies together. Let's say you have some any hobbies, let's say dance, you like to do that, traveling, you like to do that, right? So yeah, you will see these things. Emotional intimacy also become very important here. Okay, here see fourth lord into the fifth house of Navamsha. Emotional world is connected to creativity, intelligence, romance. So emotional security often comes through love, creativity, personal expression. You find comfort through romantic connection, intellectual bond. Marriage tend to bring emotional depth combined with romance and creativity. And somehow, children and creative things will play a very important role in bringing marital happiness in your life. Right? And marriage, generally, I've seen with this placement, marriage often bring a very strong romantic and emotionally fulfilling bond. Right? Your spouse connection feel deeply intellectual as well as emotional. Also, you may experience love based understanding within the marriage. Happiness after marriage with displacement grow through shared creative or intellectual interest. You often feel emotionally youthful and romantic after marriage. Also, this is a placement where your marital bond feel more like a genuine friendship and romance combined, right? Uh, like you will find happiness here with this placement of fourth lord of d9 Navamsha into the fifth house of Navamsha. You find happiness and joy in expressing emotion creatively with the spouse, and good compatibility in thinking and values with the spouse is common here. Your happiness is closely tied to romantic fulfillment. Also, you will see with this placement, uh, like marriage often bring, I would say, a sense of purpose and positivity into your life. This is a placement which often give a very playful spouse. Maybe that is like making marriage feeling boring, so they want something fun, right? Which is a good thing. And you feel emotionally younger after age, right? And your spouse inspire confidence. You believe in yourself more after marriage. So let's say you are a person, due to the life situation, your confidence is gone, and you are just like You are like, I am done. So once you get married, you will get a spouse through which your confidence boost is going to happen for sure. Also, romantic surprises is going to continue throughout the married life. Okay. And this is a placement where, like, maybe you likes to give a lot of thoughtful gifts to your spouse. Love is expressed through meaningful gesture here, right? And your spouse appreciate uh like appreciation and affection. Emotional validation can also become here with this placement, and you and your spouse enjoy a lot, like celebrating anniversaries, birthdays, and milestone. Like, see, I have seen, like, some people just likes to do simple stuff on anniversary, etc. But I personally see myself, like, some people literally birthdays, like, they invite so many people and everything is grand, and like they do anniversary so many people. Like, for some people it's like, it's like they just enjoy these things. So yeah, that's the kind of a placement this is. If it's positively placed, definitely marriage will activate your past life good merits. Many opportunities will start to come in your life after getting married. And you will start to look towards life with a positive outlook, right? Or positive view you will have towards life after marriage. Even if you don't have before marriage, after marriage, positive view will get activated. And marriage will actually make you very optimistic person, right? So that can be seen. uh, and spouse can also pursue you to gain some knowledge, education, to learn about personal development, to read some self-help books, right? So maybe your spouse say to you to read this book, like very famous, world famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. A very nice book, I really love that. Many years ago I read it. So yeah, uh it's really a great book, by the way. Now, so yeah, maybe a spouse encourage you to buy, let's say, Rich Dad Poor Dad, or maybe anything, like any book or maybe any course. So yeah, these things can be seen. Maybe spouse encourage you to buy like Psychology of Money, right? To study these books and to learn some courses, to take some education. So yeah, uh also, maybe you enjoy teaching children, right? You or your spouse, somehow teaching could be important in life. uh your spouse may like music, creative talents, right? And you and your spouse may enjoy entertainment together, movies, music, travel, celebration, and you become emotionally expressive instead of emotionally reserved. Also, this is a placement where uh like maybe you and your spouse enjoy discussing idea, etc. That can be seen. uh and You will see that during difficult period your spouse will be there to boost your confidence. Also, this is a placement where, like, uh you become emotionally more generous after marriage. Spouse will encourage you to enjoy life instead of just constantly worrying about something. That can be seen. Love become emotional foundation of the marriage, right? And you and your spouse enjoy creating beautiful memories together, right? Let's say years later after marriage, still you remember some special moments, right? uh and this is a placement where actually, if some kind of a emotional pain you have in your life, once you have children or somehow role of children is going to be there in the life, which will heal your emotional pain, right? uh and you will see that your faith will increase in life, you become more optimistic after marriage. So this is one of those placement when fourth lord of D9 into the fifth house of D9 Navamsha. Maybe you guys enjoy some learning together, creative or educational stuff together. uh, and you may enjoy, like, you may receive emotional happiness from seeing people smile, right? These things can also be seen. Marriage will remain emotionally alive. That is a great thing here. Also, this is a placement uh, which also show that, like, it create a strong yoga for happiness and closeness with the children, right? And creative talent often flourish further after marriage. You may pursue maybe artistic or intellectual passions along with marriage, right? That can be seen. Also, uh, maybe this is a placement where emotional bonding with your mother can even reflect your romantic approach also. Also, you will see this is a placement where your emotional peace will come from feeling loved, from feeling valued, from feeling understood. You feel calm when creative or intellectual outlets are active. Emotional expression, maybe through art, through writing, through conversation, feel very natural. Fulfillment often come from deep, meaningful romantic connection, right? You value sincerity and emotional intelligence in relationship. Your career may involve creativity, teaching, counseling, entertainment, right? You may thrive in the field of field which require intelligence and emotional insight. And your public image often reflect charm, creativity, warmth. And your spouse support often encourage uh, you to maybe to do some creative stuff. Okay, that can also be seen. Also, this is a placement where, let's say, if Jupiter influence this placement, then your child will become highly fortunate, wise, and spiritually inclined. They will have divine blessing. With Venus, they will be very beautiful, luxury loving, comfortable life, right? Affectionate. With Mercury, you will see that marriage remain very intellectually stimulating. Maybe you guys laugh together, communication become important. With Moon, emotional connection will be there, deep nurturing qualities will be there. With Saturn, uh, maybe romance may appear initially very reserved, but grow deeper over the years. With Mars, the relationship will be passionate, will be energetic, will be full of excitement, right? That can be seen. With Rahu, something unconventional, maybe through internet meeting, foreign travel, different culture, discussion about taboo things, and different kind of maybe sensual poses discussion can be there. With Ketu, maybe discussing you will feel that this connection is very destined with Ketu. So yeah, but obviously we have to see other things as well. For that, full horoscope consultation is required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about D9 fourth lord into your sixth house of D9 Navamsha. Okay, so see, when it comes to the fourth house of Navamsha, as you know, it's talk about the domestic happiness, peace after marriage, home environment, mental peace, vehicles, comfort, right? The things that get activated after marriage, right? And the sixth house is related to challenges, service, daily routine, health, right? And disagreement, competition, etc. So when fourth lord of D9 Navamsha goes into the sixth house of Navamsha, so I would say that happiness in marriage require efforts. Marriage becomes stronger because both you and your spouse learn to solve problem, right? Marriage will teach you guys patience, emotional maturity developed through real life responsibilities. Your spouse can be very hardworking, right? uh, they believe that action matter more than the words. Also, whenever you have this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the sixth house of D9 Navamsha, domestic peace require conscious effort. Neither of your neither you or nor your spouse uh, can take the relationship for granted, because here you will see that you and your spouse learn to solve disagreement through practical solutions rather than emotional reactions. Marriage improve your sense of responsibility. Okay, your spouse encourage healthier daily routine, diet, exercise, right? And discipline in life often increase after marriage. You become emotionally stronger by overcoming challenges with your spouse. Also, this is a placement which show that small acts of service become the love language. Also, helping each other matters more than the grand romantic gesture with displacement. See, fourth lord of T9 Navamsha into the sixth house of Navamsha, it shows that your spouse may love by taking care of everyday responsibility. Also, You and your spouse learn that successful marriage requires a teamwork. Okay. Also, this is a placement where emotional world links to the challenges, to the service, to the conflict resolution. So, in your life, you will see in married life, emotional security often need to be earned through effort and overcoming obstacle. You may find comfort by helping others or through disciplined routine. Also, marriage tends to involve initial struggle that lead to long-term strength if it's working in a positive way. Also, you will see with this placement, health, service, daily responsibility play a role in marital dynamics. Okay. Oh, this is a placement actually where even I would say marriage may start with adjustments, debates, or minor conflict before settling. You and your spouse with this placement, you will see often grow stronger by resolving disagreements together. Emotional happiness in marriage may require conscious efforts and patience. Also, this is a placement where fourth lord of D9 is into the sixth house of D9 Navamsha. You may feel more disciplined and responsible after marriage. Marriage life can improve by managing routine, by managing health, right? Or maybe solving problems, serving duties together. Happiness with displacement often come after overcoming early marital hurdles. You may need to actively work through emotional misunderstanding. Also, this is a placement where your spouse may help you becoming more resilient and disciplined. Marriage sometime involve in navigating differences in habits and lifestyle. Also, long-term stability is possible here once early friction between you and your spouse will resolve, but obviously that require maturity. Uh, Also, this is a placement where you may need to manage occasional disagreement with your spouse, with maybe sometimes spouse family as well, if other planets are also playing. Also, health consciousness will increase after marriage. You will also see over here with this placement. Your daily routine, your daily life, and responsibility become more structural after marriage. You may resolve family disputes through patience and fairness, right? Through patience and fairness, you will see that. Also, small debts or financial adjustment may occur around marriage. Your relationship with a mother may involve occasional friction that eventually strengthen your bond as well. That can also be seen. Okay. And also, you see here, this is a placement which is also showing that emotional security grows through the consistent effort in family and relationship, right? And this is also a placement which is showing that emotional peace comes after successfully managing conflict or challenges, which means that the peace, see, fourth lord is in the sixth. So what's happening is that the peace, the happiness in the marriage is coming by solving problems, the solving conflict, overcoming health challenges, overcoming depth related problems, right? You may feel stronger and more capable after overcoming hurdles. So this is a placement, let's say before marriage you feel like very less confident and you feel like I hardly able to do anything. But once you get married, you solve this problem, that problem, and after some year, you feel like, well, I can do anything. So, in a way, yes, you overcome the problem, but then you gain the experience of overcoming the problem. And discipline and routine help in stabilizing your emotional life after marriage, right? Also, you will see that problem solving approach is required for improving the married life happiness and like you see that thing also. Emotional maturity developed through handling real life responsibility in your life. That can also be seen. Also, you will see argument may arise between you and your spouse, maybe over things like daily habits, other major issue. Like for an example, you go to use, let's say you take shower and you don't use that wiper, right? That we use in the shower. I don't know what you call in different places, but you have to clean, for an example, the floor. Like you have to make the floor dry when it's wet after shower. So you don't do that, let's say for an example. and then your wife don't like it. She's like, I mean, your spouse don't like it, let's for an example. And then she's like, what the hell is going on, you are not cleaning it. Like small habit, maybe you are just putting your like shoes somewhere, like your towel somewhere. So like small daily routine. So yeah, you have to solve these problem, and that's how the marriage happiness you will get. Okay. And obviously you have to solve these things. That's what marriage require. And good communication between you and your spouse prevent unnecessary tension. Spouse may work in sometime law, administration, healthcare, education, service oriented profession, that can also be seen with displacement. Marriage may teach you humility, right? Both you and your partner gradually reduce ego. You become more organized after marriage, right? You and your spouse become skilled at handling crisis together. Also, spouse will encourage practical financial planning in your life. Also, this is a placement where you develop emotional resilience. Small disappointment no longer disturb you deeply. Marriage with this placement may improves because both you and your spouse continue working on yourself. Your spouse may help you in recovering from health issues, that can also be seen. Domestic routine become an important source of stability in your life with this placement, right? Also, improving simple daily habit will also strengthen your relationship. Also, you learn to appreciate consistency over excitement. This is a placement where a spouse value loyalty more than a dramatic expression in love. Also, you enjoy supporting each other during difficult period. Marriage teach you emotional discipline, and you will see that even if before marriage you give this subtle stupid reactions, once you get married your reactions will also become balanced about something. You behave more maturely, right? Because you will learn a lot of things. Also, with this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the sixth house of Navamsha, you become more compassionate after witnessing like these situations in the marriage. Also, your spouse will encourage you in long term planning instead of short term pleasure. You'll see that you become emotionally independent while remaining deeply committed to your wife or husband, to your spouse, obviously. You and your spouse may work together in family responsibilities with this placement, right? Maybe you guys do together some community service, like for an example, maybe also like doing some kind of a seva, like for an example, working for some charitable cause, some animal welfare, that can be seen. Uh, Spouse value organization, right? And efficiency inside home, cleanliness is very important for the spouse, and which is a good thing. You become calm under the pressure after marriage. You will also see that, right? So that is also a good thing. Also, you will see that you and your spouse will learn that forgiveness is an essential part of long-term happiness, right? When you have fourth lord of D9 into the sixth house of D9 Navamsha, you will also see that uh, marriage will also encourage better time management in your life, right? Like balancing your work and family become a major lesson in your life. Your spouse may help in resolving old family conflicts, that can be seen, and you become emotionally stronger through act of service towards your loved one, that can be seen. You and your spouse value reliability over temporary excitement, that can be seen, and trust become the foundation of your marriage. Also, you will see that your home become peaceful because both you and your spouse uh like definitely will fulfill the responsibility. You will also see, if let's say Jupiter influence this placement, then wisdom, forgiveness, right? And marriage will be like become a source of healing in your life. If Venus influence this placement, right, uh then I would say that uh love will definitely soften the conflicts that happen. right? Or if Mercury influence, then communication become practical, clear, and solution oriented, right? Misunderstanding can get resolved quickly. If Moon influence, then spouse can be emotionally caring and naturally, like you will also see, like if Saturn influence this placement, then marriage can have like great responsibilities, but commitment can also be there. If Mars influence, then you and your spouse could be very energetic and hardworking, right? If Rahu influence, then you guys like may face unusual like circumstances, right? Or even maybe foreign travel can be seen, or something unconventional stuff in the marriage can be seen. With Ketu, you will also see that marriage may also teach you some kind of a detachment, right? You guys may love inner peace, and or inner peace become very important after marriage. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you have to see obviously other things as well. For that, horoscope consultation is required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. But yeah, this is all about fourth lord of D9 into the sixth house of D9 Navamsha. When fourth lord is placed into the seventh house of D9 Navamsha, so see, fourth lord of D9 into the seventh house of D9 Navamsha. So fourth house is definitely, happiness after marriage, emotional peace, domestic life, comfort, right? And seventh house, spouse, partner, relationship, commitment. So now what's going to happen when this fourth lord of D9 is into the seventh house of D9 Navamsha? This placement show that happiness become deeply connected to your spouse, right? Here, when fourth lord of D9 into the seventh house of Navamsha, spouse is no longer just a partner. Spouse become the source of emotional stability for you, right? Spouse become the biggest source of happiness after marriage. You may feel emotionally complete through the relationship. Okay. Also, marriage transform your emotional life. Before marriage, you may feel emotionally unsettled, but after marriage, you become much more balanced. Spouse naturally create peace inside the home. Okay. Also, this is a placement which show that spouse may dislike unnecessarily conflict. Any unnecessary conflict, if their spouse dislike that, you may always consult your spouse before making important decision of your life. This also show this placement. Okay, because fourth lord of D9 is into the seventh house of D9 Amam. So also relationship functions like a true partnership. Also, you will see that marriage become the foundation upon which success will build, whether it's career, wealth, or even your confidence improve after marriage. Spouse possess a strong emotional intelligence. Spouse instinct will, unlike spouse, will have instincts that understand your like feelings. That is again a great thing. You and your spouse enjoy spending quality time together. Simple moment create lasting happiness for you. Now see, also you will see with this placement, spouse may become your best friend. Okay. Friendship like definitely strengthen the marriage, which means this is a placement where like friendship between you and your spouse is really good for your marriage. Also, you will see that you develop deep emotional attachment towards your spouse, right? Even I would say temporary separation, like you are going away, you guys, it's like one of those situation where you see like those movies where, like, even when the couple separated for some days due to some work, they have to live apart for some time. Even that time they are literally crying or something emotional, getting emotional. So that's the kind of a placement this is, right? Also, you will see that marriage increase emotional maturity inside you. You will learn patience, you will have understanding, right? Also, you will learn to compromise in certain things. Even before marriage, let's say you are a very stubborn person and you are like, no, it's going to happen in this way, and you never compromise on anything. You never compromise on anything. Then after getting married, like, you will start to learn, like to okay, just be flexible. Also, you will see that your spouse encourage your emotional healing. Okay, if you have old emotional wounds, they will gradually disappear. Also, domestic peace become one of the highest priorities in life with displacement. You and your spouse avoid unnecessary drama. You become more family oriented after marriage. Okay, the idea of home will gain a new meaning for your life after you get married. Your spouse support you during important phase of your life. Okay, and your success also become a shared achievement. You will also see that you feel safest when your spouse is nearby, right? And your spouse become your emotional shelter as well with displacement. Your marriage encourage you to buy a property, to build a house, or to create a comfortable home together. Your spouse contributes significantly towards family happiness. Okay, sometime emotionally, sometime financially. Okay, but you will see like they will have contribution towards that also. uh you enjoy decorating, renovating, improving your home together, that can be seen. Relationship of you and your spouse remain emotionally warm because both you and your spouse like prioritize each other happiness first. Okay, that is really amazing thing over here. Also, with fourth lord of d9 into the seventh house of d9 Navamsha, your spouse will have a very caring, protective, and nurturing personality. It will also show that you develop a greater self confidence because a spouse constantly believe in you. You will also see this is a placement where family life become more peaceful after marriage in comparison to before marriage generally, until or unless this is bombarded with the malefics, then things will change obviously. But yeah, this placement you will see you become emotionally expressive. Okay, also love is shown here through action as well as word. You will also see this is a placement where you and your spouse enjoy hosting friends and relatives. So this is a placement where you see these people who enjoy, having hosting parties at their home and people come and fun. So that can be seen. Home will become a very welcoming place. Also, marriage improve your relationship with the family members. Okay, if this combination is strong, also spouse value emotional security more than social status. Also, you will see this is a placement. This is a placement where you learn the true meaning of partnership. Okay, the life decision which you take are rarely going to be alone, because most of the time it's going to be combined decisions taken by you and your spouse, right? And your spouse encourage better emotional balance during stressful periods of life. You will also see this is a placement where marriage provides stability during career or financial uncertainties. This is also a placement where children benefit from a loving home environment, right? Also, this is a placement where you become more compassionate after marriage. Your spouse soften your personality, right? And see, this placement make marriage, I would say, the central source of emotional fulfillment. Your happiness is deeply tied to the quality of your marital relationship. Also, in this placement, your spouse become emotionally central to your sense of home and comfort. Marriage itself become the anchor of emotional stability in life. You will also see with this placement, it's a very strong indication of finding emotional comfort through marriage. You often feel at home emotionally after marriage. Also, this is a placement where marital bonds tends to be very deep, nurturing, emotionally rich. Happiness in life is closely monitored by happiness in marriage. With this fourth lord of D9 into the seventh house of Navamsha, you may prioritize marriage over other areas of fulfillment. Like for an example, let's say you are a person who just like to hang out a lot with the friend and that's what matter for you, but this is a placement once you get married, maybe you reduce all that, and spending time with your spouse can give you more happiness. For some people it won't, right? For some people it's completely opposite, but for you it's going to be. Also, spouse often become your closest, confident, and emotional supportive person. You may seek a partner who feel like home, not just a companion. Okay. Also, your marital harmony strongly influence your overall peace of mind. This placement you will see supports a caring, committed marital life. Right? Your emotional world revolves significantly around the partner. Also, you will see this is a placement where your spouse often can be very nurturing, right? Can be emotionally warm. Okay. Also, this is a very strong yoga for caring, emotionally supportive type of partnership. You and your spouse often build a very comforting home together. Property and home related gains occur through marriage. You may feel most understood within the marital relationship. Domestic harmony become a shared priority for both you and your spouse. Okay, also this is a placement when fourth lord of D9 is into the seventh house of Navamsha. You may unconsciously seek a spouse who resemble your maternal warmth. Emotional patterns from the childhood home often influence your marital expectation. Also, mother's approval or comfort with the marriage matters significantly. Okay. You will also see that this is a placement where emotional peace is strongly dependent on the relationship harmony, or I can say emotional peace is directly proportional to your marital harmony. Okay, or married life, we can say. You may feel most secure when marriage is stable and nurturing. Emotional ups and downs brings directly emotional ups and downs in the marriage directly affects your mindset. You value deep emotional intimacy over surface level connection. Fulfillment often come from feeling truly settled with a life partner in this placement. Okay. Uh, Also, this is a placement where you will see that you guys create together like maybe you likes to uh, enjoy like festival etc celebrating some things. For some people they don't enjoy such things, but you guys will. Also, your spouse inspire you to become a better person. Marriage become a path of personal growth for you. uh you rarely competes with each other, instead you celebrate each other's achievement. Your spouse encourage healthier emotional boundaries with outsider. Okay. You will also see with this placement of fourth lord of D9 into the seventh house of Navamsha, you may enjoy returning home because your spouse create a peaceful atmosphere. For some people, it's not true. For some people, they just like to spend more time outside because they don't feel compatible with, you know, they feel more frustrated inside the home. But for you, it's totally opposite. For you, you feel more happy inside the home, which is a good thing. Okay, because that's why you get married, like you want to have someone, right? Also, you see, relationship improves with age. Okay, and every year your trust get deepen. Your spouse may possess excellent homemaking abilities. Okay, even if a spouse, let's say, is involved in their career, like they are professionally very successful, still they still possess homemaking abilities. They naturally know how to create emotional comfort. One partner, either you or your spouse, often sacrifices personal comfort for the happiness of the family. Okay. And these sacrifices strengthen the relationship. Also, marriage become the emotional center around which your entire life revolves. Okay. Now, if Jupiter influence is going to be there on this placement, then your spouse can be very wise, ethical, supportive, spiritually uplifting. Also, marriage feel like a blessing. If Venus influences their relationship, can be very romantic, very affectionate, right? Emotionally satisfying. Physical attraction will be really important. With Mercury, intellectual communication, right? Mentally stimulating stuff is really important in the marriage. With Moon, emotional bond is really, really important. Okay, with Saturn, responsibilities and like, such things will be really important. Taking responsibilities and uh, like taking some time in building relationship, that can be there. With Mars, definitely lot of uh, I would say involvement of physical stuff and exercise, and even some time, even arguments can be seen. With Rahu influence, maybe some foreign element like spouse can be from different places. Obviously, we have to see other things as well. For that, horoscope consultation is required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. But yeah, some foreign element can be there in the marriage discussion about the foreign stuff, foreign travel. With Ketu, maybe minimalistic stuff, maybe talking about the occult, etc., can be seen. Okay. Although it's in general, it's a very good placement, we can say. A spouse will become an emotional foundation in your life, which will bring peace in general with this placement. But obviously, full horoscope consultation is required because we have to see other things as well. So if you want to purchase that, links are in comment section and description. And this is all about fourth lord of D9 into the seventh house of D9 Navamsha. Okay, now let's talk about D9 fourth lord into the eighth house of D9 Navamsha. Right. So what's going to happen when the fourth lord of D9, which is the house of domestic happiness, the happiness after marriage, mental peace, family harmony, prosperity, right? And is placed into the house of transformation, which is eighth house, intimacy, shared wealth, hidden karma, longevity of marriage, and a thousand other things. So when this fourth lord of D9 Navamsha is placed into the eighth house of your D9 Navamsha, marriage become a journey of emotional transformation. You will understand with this placement in life that true happiness come only after deep inner change. Marriage completely change your emotional world, right? You become a different person after you get married. Your spouse with this placement become a catalyst for personal growth, for transformation. You grow emotionally because of the relationship. The emotional bond between you and your spouse become extremely deep. Surface level relationship do not satisfy this placement. The marriage with this placement often feels very karmic. Okay, when you have fourth lord of D9 into the eighth house of D9 Navamsha, marriage feel very karmic. You may feel that you are destined to meet this person, right? Your spouse understand your hidden emotions better than anyone else. Marriage will teach you emotional surrender. You learn to trust another person completely, right? Your relationship may experience sudden emotional changes that ultimately strengthen the bond. So this is also a placement when fourth lord of D9 is into the eighth house of D9 Navamsha. Your spouse helps to heal your deep emotional wounds that you carry. Okay, your private life become far more important than the public image, and you and your spouse enjoy emotional authenticity. You become interested in psychology, astrology, spirituality, occult sciences after you get married. Your attention, like even if you are not interested into these things, you are like, I don't care about it. Maybe after you get married, you start to study these things. You just develop these interests. Changes happen in your life, okay? Maybe your spouse introduce you to things like meditation, healing, mystical world. That can also be seen, right? Also, this is a placement where you're like definitely you see emotional world of you will see transformation, change in your life after getting married. Also, emotional security often comes through intense transformation and life experiences. You may find comfort in deep private or spiritually meaningful connections with this placement. And this is a placement where marriage tend to bring significant transformation in your life. Hidden emotions, intuition, and deep bonding play a role in your marital life. Right? Also, this is a placement when fourth lord of D9 is into the eighth house of Navamsha. Marriage often bring deep transformation in your emotional and personal life. You may experience major changes after marriage. Okay, so if let's say you are a person, you are just into your 30s and or late 20s and you are struggling in life and not able to do anything, maybe marriage could be play a very important role in transforming your life and something good can happen. Although obviously full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, links are in comment section as well as description. Also, emotional bonding with the spouse Spouse tends to be very intense and private. Happiness after marriage grow through emotional depth rather than the surface. Also, you will see that you may feel strong, right? Almost like karmic connection with the spouse. And your married life could involve unexpected turns that ultimately strengthen your bond. And you may find comfort in emotional secrecy or deep one to one intimacy. Marriage may bring healing from the past emotional wounds that can be seen, right? And this placement often supports a deep, loyal, and intense marital connection. Your spouse is often intuitive, mysterious, and emotionally deep. Uh, Also, this is a placement which show that your partner may have a strong interest in psychology, occult, or spirituality. Your spouse could be private by nature, right? They prefer deep bond over social ones. And partner nature may reflect generally emotional complexity sometime, right? That can also be seen. Definitely there will be some transformation that will get triggered in your life by the marriage, whether you talk about through in-laws, like something good in your career, some inheritance, some joint venture. Like I've literally seen, like for an example, a person is not able to do anything, somehow he get married to someone, and then the wife's family introduce him a business idea, and then he started a factory or something and doing a great business after some years. So in a positive way, that can also be seen. Okay, maybe through your spouse family you get some idea, you get some support. Even sometimes spouse family also help the person, right, in terms of financially as well, and then you can just pay back or something like that can also possible. uh so yeah, even your approach towards life often shifts significantly after marriage, right? uh Also, emotional peace come through uh in life for you by embracing the challenges rather than the resisting challenges. Also, you feel more secure when emotional bonds are deep and authentic. You may be naturally drawn to introspection and self analysis. Emotional fulfillment often follows the period of personal transformation. Also, this is a placement where you may value deep trust and honesty rather than the casual exchanges, right? And see, this is also a placement where maybe after marriage your spouse introduce you to the hidden knowledge and astrology, all that can also be seen. Also, share finances can become important in marriage. You and your spouse may enjoy, like, get benefit through inheritance, insurance, that can be seen. You may become emotionally fearless, and marriage teach you uh like you know uh like marriage will teach you that the marriage will actually give you ability to face uncertainties in your life, right? Spouse encourage honesty in life, right? Spouse will also show that hidden emotional emotions are eventually come to the surface, right? Also, you will see that uh like uh if there is a trust in the marriage, that will create very good intimacy. But shared, if you try to hide something and secret, etc., that will create distance in the marriage. You may become less materialistic and more emotionally aware after marriage. Marriage change your priorities in your life also with this placement. When fourth lord is of D9 is into the eighth house of D9 Navamsha. Also, your spouse remains supportive during the life biggest crisis, right? When the difficult experiences come in life, even the trust become deepens. You develop extraordinary emotional resilience. The placement which show, like fourth lord of D9 into the 8,000 Navamsha, show that your spouse possess remarkable emotional strength. They will remain calm even during the bad situation or even during the emergency situation. Also, they handle things wisely, I mean. You also gradually overcomes the old fear through spouse encouragement, right? Also, intimacy become emotional foundation of the marriage. You will also see that you and your spouse enjoy discussing life's deeper mysteries. Conversation often become philosophical. Spouse may possess intuitive and psychic sensitivity. You will also see with this placement, marriage encourage spiritual growth. Okay, you begin questioning deep purpose of life, and relationship improves after every challenge, right? You become emotionally wiser with age. right? And marriage will accelerate your maturity. Your spouse helps you in releasing the emotional baggage from the past. Also, you and your spouse maybe value trust and loyalty. Also, this is a placement where you may experience sudden improvements in emotional stability after marriage. So if let's say you are facing a lot of problems in your life, you might have maybe heartbreaks, and emotionally you are so bad that you just even cry and feeling so bad. Once you get married, you will see first time maybe in the life you may experience that emotional stability if this is working in a positive way for you. Obviously, horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, but still you can see this. Also, your spouse supports you during the family crisis. And see, you will see that you will develop a fascination about the hidden knowledge, tarot card, palmistry, occult sciences, right? Things which are hidden shastras, like you would like to study them. You will develop these hidden deep interest towards these things. Also, you enjoy intimacy and maintain privacy a lot. Maybe privacy become a lot of important thing for you and your spouse. Okay, even maybe fourth lord is in the eighth, maybe privacy give you more happiness. Also, your spouse may help in managing like shared wealth wisely. Financial planning become a joint effort here. Also, you will see the marriage, it teach you emotional courage here. Running away from the problem, right, is not the solution here. Okay, facing them is the solution here. Whenever your fourth lord is in the d9 of d9 is into the eighth house of d9 navamsha. Okay, now if Jupiter influence this combination, then you will see that it's a spiritually transformative position which will give you wisdom, right, forgiveness. Okay, and definitely if Venus is placed, then it can show intense attraction in the life, deep romance. Okay, and like you and your spouse share profound intimacy. Also, if Mercury influence this placement, then maybe you discuss, like you guys discuss hidden fears, dreams, emotions openly. Moon influence, then emotional bond is exceptionally intuitive. Okay, if Saturn influence, then major life lessons will be learned through the marriage. You will see. Okay, uh also if Mars influence, that definitely very passionate and transformative relationship. Sometime there can be unnecessary arguments as well, so you have to maintain patience. With Rahu, something different, something unusual in the marriage. With Ketu, maybe more secrecy. Okay, maybe more interest into occult, etc., can be seen. So yeah, these are the things you will see when your fourth lord of D9 is into the eighth house of D9 Navamsha. If you want to purchase consultation or courses, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about fourth lord of your D9 chart into the ninth house of your D9 Navamsha. So see, when like the fourth lord, which is of Navamsha, which is showing the happiness after marriage, emotional peace, home, family, comfort, domestic satisfaction, property, mental peace, right? Especially after marriage, is going into the ninth house of fortune, dharma, religion, higher wisdom, right? Long distance travel, and a thousand other things. So, when fourth lord of D9 Navamsha is going into the ninth house of Navamsha, which means that happiness follow dharma, right? And marriage become one of the greatest blessings written in your destiny. Okay. So, marriage is going to bring tremendous improvement in your luck, first of all. So if you are a person who feel like my luck is not improving, oh sorry, my luck is not supporting, you always feel that you are having problems everywhere, this problem, that problem. Once you get married, you will see the activation of luck, bhagya, fortune is going to happen. You will experience many opportunities begin in your life only after marriage. Fourth lord of D9 chart into the ninth house of Navamsha, your spouse become one of the greatest blessings of your life. Okay. Even the presence of your spouse will attract positivity in your life. You feel spiritually happier after marriage. Okay. Your inner peace increase naturally after marriage. Your spouse inspire higher thinking. Okay. You begin seeing life from a broader perspective once you get married. Marriage improves your relationship with the destiny, and life begins flowing more smoothly once you get married. You will also see that your spouse encourage honesty, morality, and ethical living in your life. Also, this is a placement of fourth lord of D9 into the ninth house of D9 Navamsha. You and your spouse enjoy discussing maybe philosophy, religion, spirituality, traveling to long distance places. Okay, and definitely long distance travel is going to get activated once you get married. Okay, and travel brings happiness in your life. Also, you will see that foreign pilgrimage or spiritual journeys can also play an important role in your life. Although this can also show long distance travel, foreign travel in journal can be seen. Spouse can sometime this can also show that spouse could have like something important related to education, respect in their life. Marriage with this placement increase your respect for traditions, or maybe you and your spouse after marriage start to value more like family and culture. You okay? You will also see that this is a placement which show that emotional security often come through spiritual beliefs, value and life philosophy. You find comfort in guidance from mentors, gurus and father figures. Marriage will bring some kind of a luck activation for you. Long distance connection, foreign travels, higher learning, all these things will get activated. Also, marriage often brings blessings, good fortune, right? Spouse with this placement encourage you to become like to learn something, to gain some higher education, or maybe to become a bit of spiritual, or maybe to start traveling to long distance places. Also, happiness in the marriage will grow through shared beliefs and values. You may feel guided or destined towards the right life partner with this placement. Married life with this placement often carries a sense of higher purpose, right? Happiness with this placement increase when you and your spouse share same values. You may feel supported in pursuing higher knowledge or travel after you get married. Also, this is a placement where marriage may involve connection to foreign land, long journeys, or different cultures. This is a placement where father or father figure may bless or influence your marital decision. This placement often support a fortunate, or I can say a value driven married life. Okay. Also, this is a placement where I would say that marriage may bring gains through maybe father, mentor, long distance connection. Maybe let's say you have some work, and once you get married, maybe your spouse have some contacts abroad, and maybe after like with your spouse, maybe you have that like connections, and then you start to travel abroad, gain success in your business. That can also be seen. Okay, you may travel abroad to distant places, maybe around the marriage or after marriage, that those things will be there. Okay. Also, your relationship with the teachers, guru, or even some fatherly figure may be also improved through marriage. Also, you will see emotional peace in marriage will also come through some kind of optimism, sense of purpose, or some faith. You may feel calm when life align with personal values and beliefs. You may seek meaning and wisdom within the emotional relationship. Also, you will see that emotional fulfillment with displacement often follows a spiritual or philosophical growth. You will also see with this placement, you may value truth, ethics, or higher understanding in marriage. Okay. Also, this is a placement where your spouse become a guide during the difficult situations of your life, right? Or maybe let's say you take some wrong decision, difficult decision you have to take. Even there, your wife will be going to be there and like a guide for you. Okay. Also, you will see that marriage definitely, after marriage, you may start to follow tradition more, even if you were not, right? So, yeah, marriage will definitely activate that. So, your spouse will be someone who will like encourage you to learn something. So let's say your spouse will be someone who will say that, hey, why we should learn more about the money. How does the money works? We have to read the books like self-help books, maybe like Psychology of Money. We have to read books like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Or maybe we have to read books like The Mastery. So yeah, like she will or he will, like your spouse will definitely encourage you. Or maybe they will ask you, hey, why don't you learn how to invest money in stock market? So in that way, they may, like, maybe they want you to learn some skills throughout the life. Learning may be encouraged in your life by your spouse. Also marriage, or maybe they want you to learn some astrology, right? That can also be seen. uh Also marriage can improve sometime your reputation as well. This is also a placement where you and your spouse enjoy visiting uh very like some kind of spiritual places, right? Also you will see, this is a placement when fourth lord of D9 Navamsha is into the ninth house of D9 Navamsha. You may feel protected by a divine grace after you get married. Unexpected help appear during the difficult times. Okay, some kind of a divine blessing will protect you. Also, children receive good moral values. Your children. Also, you will see your spouse encourage generosity inside you. Maybe spouse want you to become charitable. Okay, helping others become important in your life. Also, you will see you become emotionally optimistic. This is a placement where even your marriage inspire gratitude. You will see that you and your spouse with this placement learn, like enjoy maybe learning. Okay, maybe you guys learned something together. Maybe let's say learning yoga after marriage, right, like you go to the India Rishikesh and learning yoga. A lot of people come here like nowadays. You will see also your spouse support your dreams, right, without jealousy. Also, this is a placement where you develop respect for elders also. Okay, and even if you don't have before, although everyone should have that, but for you that will also get activated. Also you will see that your spouse want you to have some personal development once you get married. Okay, even the home become kind of a uplifting for you once you get married. uh Also emotional confusion will get reduced in life, and life gains some kind of a direction once you get married with this placement, right? Also this is a placement where you will see that your spouse help you to overcome the fear of like future. Like some people have this fear, oh, should I go there? Oh no, maybe if I don't like it to live there. Oh, maybe I should live there. Oh, maybe should I leave this country? Oh no, maybe I'm not feeling happy. Oh, maybe I will feel happy in another country. Oh, what if I will not feel happy, right? So such kind of a thoughts will go away and you will get a clarity in life. Okay, you will also see that you receive definitely a very good support from your spouse with this placement. Even the support of your religion will get activated somehow, spiritual practices. Okay, marriage can also activate foreign settlement with this placement if other planets are also playing their role. Obviously full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. Links are given in the comment section and description if you want to purchase that. Also you will see that this is a placement where you will see that your spouse gradually become the source of guidance for you as well as for others. Marriage will increase maturity inside you. Okay, you will get more wisdom will get activated in your life through marriage to solve problems in life. Okay, you will also see that obviously for property, vehicle, etc., it's a good placement. uh Even I would say by doing some kind of a service to society, right, starting an NGO or something, maybe you will feel very much happiness, right? Marriage may activate such things as well. If let's say Jupiter influence this placement, then definitely it's a fortunate thing. Okay, you can expect like spiritual happiness here, and wisdom will also get increased after marriage for sure. With Venus, love, luxury, beauty, okay, those things will be there. With Mercury, you can see that teaching, writing, communication will become important between you and your spouse. That will also, even Moon, I would say, like nurturing stuff, emotional connection is important. With Saturn, I would say peace, or I would say happiness in marriage will take some time. Shared responsibility will help in that. With Mars, maybe doing exercise together will bring happiness in the marriage, right? And sometime maybe conflicts like arguments as well. With Rahu, maybe discussion about the foreign stuff, traveling to different countries, discussing about the foreign cultural thing. With Ketu, discussing occult, etc., spirituality, and all minimalistic stuff. These things will bring happiness. So yeah, this is all about fourth lord of D9 into the ninth house of D9 Navamsha. If you want to purchase consultation or courses, links are in comment section and description. And now let's talk about fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha into the 10th house of your Navamsha. Okay. So definitely this is a placement where it is showing that happiness after the marriage, home, domestic peace, family life, mental comfort, right? They will definitely like play some important role in terms of career, karma, reputation, leadership, public image. These things are connected when fourth lord of D9 into the 10th house of D9 Navamsha. Your emotional happiness become connected with your karma. Marriage begins influencing your professional destiny. Also, this is a placement where your spouse often becomes one of the biggest supporter of your ambitions. Marriage bring noticeable career improvements in your life. Also, this is a placement where many people with this placement experience professional growth after marriage. So here I've seen like people who literally get selected at some high ranking government jobs after marriage, who get promotions after marriage, who get upliftment of some kind in their career after marriage. This is also a placement where your spouse become one of the strongest supporter of your career. Spouse encourage uh, your ambition rather than restricting it. Also, you will see that you become more responsible after marriage. Your marriage increase maturity. You and your spouse build success together. Career become a shared journey. Okay. Also, fourth lord of D9 into the 10th house of D9 Navamsha, spouse motivate you during the difficult professional periods of your life. So let's say you have a bad time. So this is a placement. Let's say you are going through crisis in career. You are depressed because job is going again and again. You are getting fired and new job and this problem, that problem, office politics and whatnot. So here spouse is going to motivate you during difficult times. They are going to be with you. That's really a good thing here. Also, you will see that you develop a stronger public reputation after marriage. People will begin respecting you more after you get married. Also, marriage increase your self confidence somehow. Your self confidence will get activated after you get married with this placement. Also, professional performance improve after marriage. Your spouse may be professionally accomplished. They value achievement and responsibility. Also, you and your spouse respect each other career. Competition rarely exists here between you and your spouse, because for some people it's really exists. Oh, you are earning this much money, I'm earning that much money, this and that. No. Here it's more like a shared growth. Also, you will see that you become emotionally satisfied when contributing to society. Maybe you would like to contribute to some NGO, maybe you would like to help people, maybe you would like to buy food from for poor people, or it's like a cold weather, you are just buying some clothes. Okay, some kind of a purpose in life become important, right? Also, fourth lord connection into the 10th house of D9 Navamsha, it's also show that your emotional world linked to career status and public life. Your emotional security often comes through professional achievement and recognition. You find comfort by staying productive, responsible, and career focused. Okay. Also, marriage tends to intersect closely with the career growth and public image. Your spouse influence often extend into your professional life. Marriage often brings a boost to your career status and social standing. Your spouse may actively support or influence your professional journey with this placement. Emotional happiness in a marriage grow through the shared ambition and goal. You may feel more disciplined and career driven after you get married. Married life often balances your personal duty with professional responsibility. Also, when fourth lord of D9 into the 10th house of Navamsha, happiness increase when you and your spouse support each other's career. right? You may take marriage and career equally seriously as life priorities. Also, marriage sometimes coincides with promotion, recognition, or new opportunity. Spouse may hold a respected position and public, or I would say a public role themselves, that can be seen. This placement, I would say, often support a stable achievement, something like which married life can activate. Okay. Marriage will also bring recognition for some people. Like, for an example, if you are a YouTuber, maybe your videos start to get viral once you get married. Authority, career related gains, your professional reputation may strengthen through the spouse support. Family status or social standing can also improve after you get married, because 10th house also show in that terms, like, fame and all. You may even have, like, let's say you have this nature that you are not able to take much responsibility, but once you get married you become more responsible. Okay, you will see that balancing career ambitions with home life become an important theme here. Okay, emotional peace here comes through feeling accomplished and respected. You will also see that you feel calmer when career and personal life both are progressing well. You may sometimes prioritize responsibility over emotional expression. Also, you will see your emotional fulfillment often follow the professional recognition or success. You value reliability, ambition, and shared purpose in marriage. Okay, this is also a placement where your home become a place that support your professional growth. You and your spouse will have this great ability to plan long term career goals together. Your spouse provide wise advice during important career decision. Professional success improve domestic happiness here. Okay, so you will see that the more you start to get success in professionally, even your domestic happiness improves somehow, because here that is directly opposite, right? So you will see that the career improvement will also improve your domestic happiness after you get married. You become more disciplined after marriage. Marriage encourage financial stability through career growth. Also, spouse value hard work and dedication. You and your spouse enjoy building respected social image. You may become emotionally fulfilled through meaningful work. Also, it show that maybe your spouse like inspire leadership qualities inside you. Career opportunity increase because your spouse provide emotional stability. Also, this show that you and your spouse enjoy working towards common life goal. Your spouse encourage professional education or skill development. This is also a placement where it show that you become more ambitious after getting married. Marriage reduce career related stress because emotional support increases. This is a placement where you see that you and your spouse may establish a family business or professional partnership, right? Property, office, or even business assets, if you have, they will also increase after you get married. This is also a placement where your spouse encourage ethical professional conduct, like maybe integrity become very important for the spouse once you get married. You will also see this is a placement where you develop patience while handling authority and responsibility. After marriage these things will get activated. So even if before marriage you don't have the patience, you are highly impatient person, you have this problem, that problem, but once you get married patience will develop over time. Home environment remains organized because both you and your spouse value discipline. Also, your spouse respects your dreams rather than limiting them. You may gain recognition through consistent effort after marriage. You and your spouse become known for balancing career and family successfully. Uh, Also, you will see that your spouse celebrate every professional milestone, like success become an achievement for them. So even if you are a person who are like, okay, I just get a promotion, like it's fine, like I don't care about celebration road, maybe your spouse would like to do celebration. They're like, no, hey, we have to celebrate it. Also, marriage encourages wise financial planning connected with career growth. You will also see that you inspire one another for better professional achievements, right? Like, for an example, you are telling your spouse, hey, you should do this, and they are telling you what you should do, right, to achieve more in the life. Also, this is a placement where marriage will teach you that a true success include both career achievement as well as family happiness. Now, if let's say Jupiter influence this placement, then your spouse become an excellent advisor. Okay, professional success grow through wisdom, ethics, and good judgment. If Venus influence career success began with like let's say if Venus influence career success, I would say bring luxury, comfort, beauty, family life. Mercury here can indicate communication, business, teaching, media related flourishness in life. Moon definitely emotional ups and downs, emotional involvement, a lot can be seen. But again, peace can also be there because moon also show mental peace if it's working in a positive way. Saturn definitely show that professional success develop gradually but become stable. Okay, Mars definitely make you guys very ambitious, but something related to property and enterprises together can also be seen. With Rahu, technology, AI, multinational companies, unconventional profession, connection with the foreign clients can be seen or can get activated after marriage. With Ketu, definitely attraction towards astrology, occult, etc., minimalist stuff, changing things in life. All these can be seen. But obviously, full horoscope full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. So if you want to purchase that, links are in comment section as well as description. Okay, now let's talk about uh D9 Navamsha, fourth lord into the 11th house of your D9 Navamsha. Going to happen when you have this placement. So first of all, see fourth house, which represent the happiness after the marriage, right? Emotional security, domestic peace, family comfort, mental peace, vehicles, etc., is going into the 11th house of gain, wish fulfillment, income, right? Prosperity, achievement. So, what happened when this fourth lord of D9 into the 11th house of Navamsha is that happiness of the marriage become connected to the gains and fulfillment. Marriage opens the door that previously remained closed. Marriage brings noticeable improvement in overall fortune of you. Many long standing desires begin to manifest after marriage. Your spouse become one of the greatest contributors to your success, right? Their support accelerate your progress. Financial gains after Financial gains often increase after marriage with this placement. This is a placement where you and your spouse build prosperity together. It is also a placement where you feel emotionally fulfilled because your dream began to shape, right? Like also you will see your spouse with this placement encourage you to pursue bigger ambitions. Marriage expand your social circle. Also, you and your spouse enjoy setting long-term financial goal and personal goals together. You will see that your spouse may introduce valuable business or career opportunities to you. Maybe let's say you are doing a business or a job and you have just limited networking and you don't know much people, but maybe through your spouse, right? For an example, spouse know a lot of distributors where you can just have your product, or maybe spouse have good networking in some great company where you will get a job through them with their reference. So yeah, those things can also be seen with this placement. Your home gradually become more luxurious and comfortable. Also, property, vehicles, or valuable assets increase after marriage. You will also see that you receive emotional happiness through financial stability with this placement. Your spouse celebrate every success with genuine happiness. Right? Competition rarely exists between you and your spouse with this placement. You will also see because for some people, for some couple, it's like, oh, I am earning more, oh, you are earning less, oh, you are earning more, oh, this and that. But for you guys, it's more like a shared success, which is a good thing. You will also see that marriage strengthen optimism, right? Your future will appear brighter with this. Also, this is a placement where you and your spouse enjoy planning for retirement, investment, long term wealth. You will do all that together. Also, fourth lord of D9 into the 11th house of Navamsha, your children benefit from the family growing prosperity. You will also see that fourth lord is in the 11th house of Navamsha, also show like your emotional world link to the gains, friendship, aspiration. Your emotional security often comes through achieving goal and building strong social circle. You find comfort in networking, friendship, future planning. Marriage tends to bring financial gains and fulfillment of desire can possible with this marriage. Like I have seen like such examples where person, like especially in India, a lot of government job related craze, people are crazy about that. So I've seen like where person was trying to get a job, government job, he was doing a private job, but then he just once he like somehow they see a girl, it was an arranged marriage case, and then the moment he like his marriage get finalized and he get married, and boom, like he had given an exam and he gets selection into that government job and he becomes some officer or something. So yeah, like this is one of those placement where even your desires can get fulfilled once you get married. I also marriage often bring wealth, social status, personal desire fulfillment. Like for him also it's like a social status because in India it's like big thing, right? Like this government job, etc. I don't know, like people have this crazy view towards that. Also you'll see your spouse may become a valuable friend as well as life partner for you. Emotional happiness in marriage grow through shared goals and aspiration. You may feel more socially connected and supported after marriage. Married life often bring a sense of achievement and desire fulfillment for you. You will also see happiness increase when you and your spouse maybe work together common goal. Right? Your social circle will also expand through marriage. Right? Maybe new financial opportunities, right? And as I mentioned earlier, spouse may introduce to influential fan network circle, influential friends who will help you in increasing your business or even any kind of upliftment in your profession, no matter what you do. Like for an example, for this guy, through spouse, like through marriage, he just like his luck get activated and his desire get fulfilled. Although spouse hadn't done any role in his competition, it was his preparation. He had been preparing from long time, but he only gets selected once he get married. But yeah, also you will see that spouse with this placement, marriage can also give you like sometime with marriage you also get from spouse family a lot of gifts, etc., financial opportunities. Maybe your spouse family is also very influential, that can also be seen through that you will get, right? uh you may build a very strong community social ties through the support of your spouse, right? That can be seen. Also this is a placement where you become emotionally satisfied, right? Like once you achieve something, like for some people no matter how much they achieve they just don't feel happy. For you this is like going to be as happiness giving achievements. Okay. Also you will see that your spouse encourage you for networking, for building meaningful, like for an example, you are a person you are just like to spend time alone, you are like it's okay, I am doing this much business, it's just fine, I'm earning like little money, I'm just okay with it. Maybe your spouse is like, hey, why don't you expand your business? I know someone. You can expand it, and they will motivate you. They will encourage you. They will say, hey, you should go and do meeting. And so your spouse will encourage you to do these things. And maybe you do that and you will get success. That can also be seen. Sometime in life, we just need a little push by someone. And we can achieve a lot of things with that. That can also be seen. uh, you will also see that you guys attract very good friends after this placement, like this, after this marriage with this placement. But obviously if malefics are playing an important role, then things will change. For that horoscope consultation is required, you can purchase that, links are in comment section and description. But definitely marriage become a luck activation tool for your desire fulfillment, right? Also income can increase, maybe some of you can get increment, some of you get promotion in your job, some of your business will increase, sales will grow, clients will be more, right? And you will see that one change will happen after marriage is that you will have this gratitude for achieving, like if let's say before marriage you don't have gratitude, once you get married you will start to have gratitude towards, like, thanks for achievement, like towards universe or god. uh and spouse want you to continuously grow, continuously have personal development, that can also be seen. Also you will see marriage increases emotional satisfaction more than material satisfaction alone, right? Because like marriage definitely increase emotional satisfaction here with this placement, not only the material satisfaction but the emotional satisfaction, which is really important. You also become more generous after marriage. You will also see that you and your spouse enjoy supporting charitable thing, right? Spouse may value teamwork. Also you will see that you feel emotionally secure. You will also see marriage encourage wise financial planning in your life, right? And one thing also possible, your spouse can possess excellent organizational skills, right? They have this ability to transform your idea into the reality. They can share like their advice or roadmap for that. You guys motivate each other during difficult time. Also you develop better relationship with elder sibling or influential people if this placement is unaffected. You will also see that your spouse will also encourage you for some investments. So if you are a person who are just like, okay, I am just okay with whatever I have no problem with I don't care about the investments and all. But once you get married, your spouse is like, hey, we should do this investment, we should invest in this stock, we should do SIP, we should invest, we should do this recurring deposit, fixed deposit. So yeah, you will do all that kind of investment, or maybe should invest in this coin, that coin, whatever. Also you will see with this placement, you and your spouse will work consistently to achieve some dream that you think about. Okay. Marriage will also increase your emotional maturity here with this placement. Okay. Your spouse will become a kind of a partner and a cheerleader for you. He will also feel happy once you just achieve something. You will also see this placement also show that once you get married, you will also get kind of a inner peace in your life that you are looking for. If Jupiter influence this placement, then definitely marriage can bring very good blessings, wealth, friendships, long lasting prosperity. With Venus, luxury, comfort, romance, all that will increase. With Mercury, business, networking, communication, teaching, media, all these things will get activated. With Moon, a lot of emotional bond, right, or emotional fulfillment will get activated. With Saturn, gains arrive slowly, but they will be long lasting. With Mars, aggressive approach towards financial goal will get activated, investment will get activated, right? Also with Rahu, maybe technology, social media, unconventional stuff in life, foreign connections will get activated. With Ketu, more like spiritual stuff in life get activated. Okay. Material success will be important, but it's not going to be final goal with the Ketu. With Ketu, maybe interest in astrology, occult, etc., can also be seen. Right. So we can say that this is a placement where your spouse will also become kind of a blessing for you. When you have fourth lord of D9 into the 11th house on Navamsha, spouse will become blessing for achievement of your goal or desired fulfillment. So yeah, this is all about this placement. If you want to purchase consultation or courses, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha chart into the 12th house of your D9 Navamsha. See, the Navamsha chart reveals the deeper purpose of your marriage. Okay, it show not only who your spouse is, but whether you find peace after marriage or not. That's what fourth house of Navamsha represent, right? Because fourth house show happiness after marriage of Navamsha, emotional peace, home, domestic comfort, family harmony, prosperity, vehicles, right? Mental peace, emotional satisfaction, all these things after marriage we are talking about. And obviously, Navamsha also have other signification, but today we are talking about this particular stuff, right? Now, see, 12th house of Navamsha, like obviously, 12th house is intimacy, privacy, sleep, spirituality, moksha, sacrifice, charity, isolation, living away from the people, or even you can say in foreign land, or even isolated when it comes to the 12th house of Navamsha in terms of marital life, if we talk about. So see, when fourth lord of your D9 Navamsha move into the 12th house of your D9 Navamsha chart, you will see that you often discovered that your deepest happiness lies beyond family surrounding. Marriage become a journey of your emotional surrender. Okay, spiritual growth, and even I would say unconditional love become really important here, right? What's going to happen is that whenever your fourth lord of your D9 chart is into the 12th house of your D9 Navamsha chart, marriage change your understanding of happiness. Material comfort become less important than emotional connection. Okay, which means that emotional connection become very important here, and less material comfort. Most of the time most of the time if you have this placement, you will see that you will have this feeling inside that if I found the true love, it doesn't even matter, I can live with that person even in the jungle. I don't care, right? We can live even in some far away place, right? You will see that these are not the people, like, see, obviously if Venus etc is placed well placed, they want comfort in their life, but they have this desire for that emotional connection that really matter for them. Okay, also your spouse becomes your safest private space. Your relationship is deeply personal and protected from outsider. You will also see whenever your fourth lord is in the 12th house of Navamsha, you and your spouse values privacy a lot. You prefer a peaceful life away from the unnecessary social interference. Most of the time, you will see that you will always feel somehow frustrated, like how other people's, like when they get married, there's so much of interference of other people. Sometimes even they, like I've also seen when fourth lord is in the 12th house, maybe you want this, like you could have this feeling that I wish I could not follow these traditions and I can just travel somewhere abroad and where me and my girlfriend will be there, and we can share some private moments away from the family and then maybe get married or something. Like, I mean, they just kind of hate the normal, like, interference of too much people in the life, especially when you were born in traditional countries like in India, because in western countries it's fine, there's not much involvement of other people. But in traditional countries in Asia, and especially in countries like India, there's a lot of interference of other people when it comes to their marriage. So this is a placement where maybe you don't like it. Like, even after getting married for many many months, like, people keep coming and there's a lot of interference. And you know what I mean, there's a lot of rituals, or sometimes, like, they are not necessary ritual, they are also, some of them are like, I will call them some rituals that are superimposed on you. Okay, you have to go there and they have to come here and this and that. Like, some of them are good, but some of them are not good as well, to be honest with you. I mean, but it depends upon you. But what's going to happen for a person like you who have this placement, you kind of hate it, because you want a private space. Your fourth lord of D9 is in the 12th house of D9 Navamsha. So you and your spouse want a private space. In fact, you will feel more happy when you are, like, for an example, let's say you are born in any country, and you are just secretly traveling with your lover or your wife and somewhere in foreign lands, like, let's say you are in somewhere in Bali and on some island, just you and your spouse. So you may enjoy that more in comparison to other people. Lot of neighbors are coming, relatives are coming, you feel too much frustrated by all these things. In fact, many time I've seen these people are even complaining about, like, what the hell is all that, so much interference of other people's marriage. Sometimes they even ask this question, do I really want all this in my life, like so much interference? Because their peace of mind is going into the isolation, right? I mean, what I'm talking about, the Navamsha, like fourth lord, which means the happiness or peace after marriage. Also after 30 you will start to feel like that as well more. Your mindset also change, you will also see that. So yeah, that's why, these kind of a thing become really really important for these people. Like, naturally you feel very isolated, like you want to have a love story where you can just secretly. And sometimes I've also seen, like, if dasha etc is also playing a role, then these people also have this desire that I wish I can secretly travel somewhere, fall in love with a girl or a boy, and do a private marriage, and then reveal it to the parents later. Such kind of a thinking they have because they love privacy. Sometimes they even hate this show off type of wedding and all, because they want that private moments. So yeah, that can be seen. uh Also, you will see with this fourth lord of D9 into the 12th house of Navamsha, uh marriage may lead you to living in foreign country far away from the birthplace. If let's say you have the combination of foreign settlement, then this is also a combination which is confirming that if you have fourth lord of D9 into the 12th house of D9 Navamsha, away from after marriage, living away from the birthplace, especially in a foreign land or far away from your birthplace, is going to give you marital happiness. So if you are sure about your chart and you have this placement and you are not happy at your home, you feel kind of a frustrated, agitated by interference of other people of society, relatives or neighbors, then you should move abroad or live away from the birthplace, and that's when your marital happiness improve. In fact, this is kind of a remedy as well. When your fourth lord is in the 12th house of D9 Navamsha, you should move away, okay, and try to live away from your birthplace. In that way, you will feel more happy in your marriage, right? Because what we are trying to understand is fourth lord, which is the happiness of D9 chart after marriage. It's going into the 12th house, so you just satisfy that yoga. What is telling you? It is telling you that fourth lord in the 12th house, which means that happiness is going into the isolation, into the loss of 12th house, which means this is showing kind of a loss of happiness. But here's the thing, because 12th house is 9 houses away from the 4th house, which means 12th house also become the bhagya of the happiness of the marriage. So, what you can do is you can live abroad and you can achieve that happiness. As simple as that. So, you can even do this experiment if you have this placement. If you have this placement, try to travel abroad with your spouse, maybe for a month or something. Try to live away, far away from your birthplace, and spend your time there, and then see how do you feel, right? You will for sure feel better. You will for sure feel better, okay? You will feel very good in comparison to your birthplace where you were living. So yeah, this is kind of a remedy as well. So yeah, this is a combination which can even activate if dasha etc trigger, and you have other combination that this can even activate foreign living related after marriage, right? And yes, your spouse can also be from a different religion, different culture, different nationality, or even a foreigner. So sometime if let's say your yogas are present in the chart, like for an example, your chart is showing that you will marry a foreigner. Obviously, for that full horoscope consultation is required. You can purchase that. Links are in comment section and description. But yeah, this combination is one of the combination which show that maybe you marry a foreigner and then move abroad to your spouse country, whether it's a male or female, to their country after marriage, and you will find happiness there, okay? uh Also, you will see that you find emotional peace while traveling with the spouse. Foreign journeys strengthen your relationship. That's why I've given you remedy here. If you are feeling that you are married and you are not happy, or even if in future when you get married and you are living in your near your birthplace and you are feeling unhappiness, emotional unhappiness, somehow frustrated in the marriage, try to book a flight and maybe go to your neighboring country somewhere wherever you can afford. If you are in India, maybe go to Thailand or Bali. They are not far away, only 5 6 hours flight, right? Maybe go to Singapore, right? Spend a couple of weeks there, maybe 7 10 days there, and then you see how do you feel. Okay, you will naturally feel better. Because even doing for, if you cannot live away, if you cannot permanently settle abroad, let's say you are in a situation where you get married somehow, because everyone will not have the combination to marry a foreigner. In that case, what you can do is that you can literally travel abroad more frequently, or travel to far away place, okay, more frequently. Like maybe after every 3 4 months, try to travel abroad with your wife, and see, you guys will feel better. Because what's happened is that the moment you travel abroad, this fourth 12th connection will get activated, this circuit get complete. And with that, what's going to happen is that you guys will feel happy again. And then maybe reunion happen, like you guys like each other there, feel kind of a understand, because the planet happiness is coming back. And then when you come back to your homeland again, some problems happen, then after 3 months again you feel happy. So in that way, at least one remedy kind of a happen, okay? But yeah, this also show that traveling abroad with your spouse is again a great remedy. Also, its fourth lord into the 12th house of Navamsha show that your marriage teach you the importance of sacrifice. Okay, you will also see that. uh Also, when you have this fourth lord of D9 to the 12th house of Navamsha, you should understand that you and your spouse both have to learn to put your relationship above ego. Okay, never let your ego come into the relationship, because if ego come into the relationship, that is where this combination will give you trouble. Okay, also this can also show your spouse may possess a spiritual, deeply spiritual and compassionate personality. That can also be seen, or maybe a bit of sometime I would say, even if not spiritual, maybe they are not very like I would say, not very show off or not very materialistic, not overly materialistic. I mean, everyone would like to have a comfortable life, but not like everywhere show off, and you know what I mean. I hope you understand. So yeah, in that way, because it's in the 12th. Also, you will see that sexual pleasures, bed pleasures, or I would say bed comfort and emotional intimacy become very important pillar of the marriage. Physical closeness will strengthen your emotional security, which means because fourth lord is in the 12th house, if your sexual life will be good, right, your emotional life will naturally improve here. They are connected actually over here, because fourth lord of D9 into the 12th house. Also, you will see that once you get married and you have this combination of fourth lord of D9 into the 12th house of D9 Navamsha, you become more compassionate after the marriage. Okay, love in your life will softens your personality. Love in your life will soften your personality. Your spouse will encourage forgiveness, right? They will say that it's okay, let's forgive the other people, right, instead of taking revenge. Your home may become a peaceful retreat from the outside world. Okay, you may start to enjoy music, you may start to enjoy meditation, you may start to enjoy living away from the society more. Actually, you naturally enjoy those things, especially when other combination are out there, because it's your chart. But yeah, you will start to enjoy these things, like spiritual stuff as well, more. Like, this is a combination where even if you and your spouse are living somewhere into the jungle in some hut, you will feel more happy in comparison to the living right near your birthplace with too much people, right? So yeah, you will see that. Definitely this is a combination where your spouse will heal your emotional loneliness if you have already faced that, because mostly you will face it because of this combination. uh Also, this is a combination where you develop strong intuition after marriage. Okay, you will also see that your relationship carry a strong karmic or spiritual quality. It will make you a couple who often feel that they have met before in their life, right? Like, for an example, like, when you meet someone, you feel like I think I've seen you somewhere, or like that kind of a feeling, like I know you, I think I know you, right? Like, that kind of a divine connection, because fourth is in the 12th. So that is what, like, you will also feel. Also, with this fourth lord of D9 into the 12th house of D9 Navamsha, your spouse encourage charitable activities. Maybe you guys would like to donate like food, would like to feed people, would like to feed animals, would like to help people in giving clothes into the cold weather. So any kind of a charitable activities will be supported. Maybe your spouse encourage you to do that more. Helping others will also bring happiness in your life. Fourth lord in the 12th. Remember that. So when you and your spouse do some charity, help others, that will also give you like marital happiness. It's again a great remedy for you. Uh, Also, you will see that you learn unconditional love, right? Marriage become an exercise in acceptance, right? You will also see when you have this placement, you enjoy vacations a lot, retreats, right? uh and you would like to, like, see, you and your spouse, once you get married, you will see that secluded places will give you guys more happiness than crowded social events. So rather than going on the full moon party on Koh Phangan Island in Thailand, maybe you would like to go into some, let's say, like some less famous island in Thailand, and you would like to spend your time there. Okay. So let's say for an example, I will give you one more example. Let's say instead of going into the Gili Travangan island, maybe you go to the other island which are in front of Gili Travangan, which are like I think the Gili Air or something, where there are less people. Because Gili Travangan is like a party island where nightlife is active. But the other islands surrounded through the Gili Travangan in Bali, near Bali, I mean, in Indonesia, they are more like a secluded. There's like people come there to relax, to just, you know. So yeah, maybe after getting married you would like to spend more time to such islands where you and your spouse are just secluded, right? Less crowd, I mean, you guys prefer. Also, your spouse value emotional peace over public recognition. You will also see that uh you experience vivid dreams or intuitive insights more after marriage. You will see that. Also, your marriage encourage emotional healing through solitude and reflection. You will also see this is one of the combination where your spouse supports you during the period of emotional exhaustion. Okay, you become less reactive and more forgiving after marriage or with the age. This is also showing, like, this combination is also showing this, right? uh Also, like, if Rahu is influencing somehow this combination, then foreign settlement is more likely. There are very strong chances of that. Or even if like say 12th lord is supporting this, or 7th lord is also making connection, then yes, this is also indicating more like a foreign settlement towards like kind of a thing. uh you will also see that you may uh spend significant time living away from your extended families. Okay, once you get married, you will start to move like somehow, even if you permanently not able to settle abroad, you will see frequent foreign travel will get activated in your life, right? Because after getting married, these things will get activated. Also, you will see that you discover the inner peace is more valuable than external success, right? That can also be seen. Marriage increases spiritual curiosity inside you. Maybe you and your spouse will become someone who enjoy yoga, right? Maybe you and your spouse would like to enjoy meditation after getting marriage, right? So yeah, these things, like maybe like something unusual, where you like, where you like, you enjoy like some isolated stuff more. Maybe somewhere camping in the jungle, you like, wow, we are just more happy together here, right? uh and your spouse will be someone who enjoy more like a respect, or I would say who respect personal space more, right? And when you guys give each other healthy independence, that will strengthen your relationship. You will also see that you may invest in property or peaceful home in distant places. Actually, this is one of the combination where you could even buy homes in foreign lands, or some property in foreign land, that can be seen. Or maybe let's say you are in your own country, but you buy a property into the woods, into the jungle, or maybe into some uh far away places from your home, right? So that can also be seen. uh and your relationship happiness will only be there when you and your spouse both avoid unnecessary interference from your relatives. The more interference of your relatives will be there in your life, the more unhappy your marital life will be. And you will see that with your experience. The less interference your relative etc have in your life, the more happiness you will have, which means that your happiness or your marital happiness is inversely proportional to your relatives. Okay. So yeah, that can be seen. You will also see that your spouse become emotionally available during the most vulnerable moments of your life. Okay. uh and the good thing is, once you get married, you gradually release the emotional baggage from the past, so that's a good thing. um and you enjoy creating a calm and beautiful and peaceful bedroom environment, that can be seen. Marriage teach you the truth, right? The true happiness often come from giving rather than receiving. You will also see that, which means that after getting married, and you guys will do charity etc, help other, and you will understand that like, I'm more happy by doing these things, right, rather than just receiving from others. Also, you will see your spouse encourage you to trust divine timing instead of worry about things excessively. So let's say you are a person who just think about, oh, when I will get my job, when my promotion happen, when my business take off, when I will expand this and that. Your Once you get married, your spouse will be someone who is like, hey, we should just trust on the divine timing. Everything will happen on the time. Why are you worrying unnecessarily? Right? We should not worry about that. So in that way, you will see that. Uh, you will also see that uh, because you and your spouse both respect each other emotional boundaries, so in that way marriage remains stronger. But if you don't respect each other emotional boundaries, that's when again trouble happen. Now if let's say Jupiter influence this placement, then marriage become deeply spiritual. Okay, and definitely spouse acts as a guides, right, in your life, as a guide, right? Also if Venus influence, then bed pleasures are very good, romance, luxury, emotional intimacy wise it's really good, right? Or if let's say Mercury influence, then communication will become very important, right? Like meaningful communication will strengthen your relationship. If moon influence, then emotion become very important, intuition become very important, feelings become very important. If Saturn influence, then marriage may involve physical distance period for sure. Maybe you are like doing a job in which you are just away from the spouse for some months and then come back. Sometime that can possible, but some here like loyalty and commitment become important here. Also if Mars is there, then passion, physical passion remain important, but then you have to be like sometime impulsive reaction or hidden frustration can happen. If Rahu is influencing this placement, then foreign settlement, international marriage, multicultural experiences, unconventional lifestyle is more likely is going to happen. If Ketu influence here, then marriage carries a powerful past life themes. Okay, maybe you guys likes to live simplicity, like right, inner fulfillment become more important. Once you get married, this is a placement where you will not only build a house, but you will actually build a sanctuary where there's going to be love, there's going to be healing, and finally you get the peace which you always want. So that's the best thing. Now, of course, we have to see other things as well. For that, full horoscope consultations required. If you want to purchase that, links are in comment section as well as description.